does know where emotional is, but he needs to do a little bit more than that. You know, one frag is not going to be enough. Dewey and Faultless moving in. Mixage probably will try to fake plant it and bait out players. He does hear some of them coming, so he has an idea where they are. Gets one. I'm not quite sure why Dewey was making all that noise there. It definitely made it easier for Mixage to capitalize on that frag. But the last one is Faultless, and he is not making any noise. He's just crab walking around. This is down to timing, and Mixage is able to take it.
A whole lot, but is able to pick off one, but Envy does take him out. And Genesis getting that one shot. And oh! Make that two! The smoke. Bane's not in the best position, holding the corner. There are three members of Rain right around the corner. And he's able to get one, two. Can he get the third? Oh, he does!
Three. Bane's there. Insane
North,
play by him.
Peek. Few hits in, but unfortunately is not able to. It's 3v3. Atik North really low. Kippy definitely really low. Considering he's at 0 now from Lilo. And is getting a jump shot. Almost headshot through the actual. Oh! Beautiful from Lilo.
Control, you can basically shut off all rotations from side to side. And
oh!
Hey, what is that?
Lord! What?
That's insane.
Clearing it. All right, Room's really showing up now.
As of now, they're just kind of waiting it out. Kissel versus Dewey. Oh,
yes, he does take him out.
Oh,
he couldn't wait. Oh, and he gets a headshot. His own grenade helping him. And triple. Third. Woo, Kissel really bringing it up.
And Faultless,
they come barreling through. Ball's able to get him. And they're trying to continuously get more. There's a lot of low players for the side of Rain. All super, super low. Adam and Mix just needed a couple taps on each. It looks like they're able to do so. At least take out a few of them. And just like that, a quadruple kill. Adam going nuts.
That's a very interesting
yeah, they're going super aggressive and just letting it go. I think they're just going to let this round go, get what they can get.
Kissel just
triple. Kissel coming in. Yeah, I think this was literally, they just gave it to him. They walked middle and just stayed like, hey, kill it.
the competition? Play Critical Ops tournaments now on Gizer to win cash prizes and exclusive credits. Download Gizer to compete in mobile gaming tournaments for real cash.
Inside, he's gonna get naded down there. A little bit of damage on him, but Ming is fast on the flank. Inside, he gets two massive frags there, allows for his team to come in. And outside, he's gonna be able to get the 4K.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the second day of the EU Finals for Critical Ops Circuit Season 2. We're going to be seeing some beautiful matches today. We have the teams from yesterday who made it through and also who didn't make it through, because we've got the lower brackets, upper brackets that we're going to be bringing you guys today. Of course, I'm Maymaster here, and of course I'm here with Twist. Good morning.
What's up, everyone?
Good afternoon for you.
Yeah, good afternoon to you too. Hopefully we got some great games today. I'm excited to be back here. And yeah, the final tournament has only just started. But let's actually go over the format, since I feel like there's a lot of new people to the Critical Ops esports scene and they might have some questions. So why not we give them the answers that they ask for?
Absolutely. Yeah, so the format we've been working with this season is a little bit different from the first one. We've kind of streamlined it and made sure everything has gotten fleshed out. We've had our Qualifier 1 and Qualifier 2 in the last 2 months. And of course, those different teams have advanced forward. And of course, we are now in the final tournament. During those qualifiers, we've had 128 teams work their way through, and we're now down to the final 4. Of course, what they were working for during those tournaments was the ultimate points that they got for their placement. First place, second place, third and fourth got the most points, being 20, 16, 12, and 10. And then 5th through 8 got 6 all the way through the board. And of course, these are the teams who made it to our top 10. We have Euphoria, Team Elevate, Ruthless, and Rain. Those are our beautiful teams that are here with us today. That we'll be seeing play through these different upper and lower brackets. But of course, we still have Tuho, Nameless, Echo, Grand, Exalt, and Intermatic. They were able to make it here. Of course, you see the positive and negative on the points. Of course, that's due to different reasons up and down, at least depending on the rounds. But their points still stay the same across the board. And of course, the top points make it here. But of course, what they were working for each of these tournaments and each of these qualifiers were the main prizes. So our main tournaments, we had cash prizes for the first and second place. We had 500 and 250, and of course 1,400 credits respectively across the board, and then our event cases as well for the teams. But here for the main tournament and the final, all in all, main tournament event, we're going to see first place get 2,000, the circuit unique skin. We're going to have 3,000 credits and 20 event cases for first place. And of course, this is the skin that the team that wins will be receiving. Each player on that team will be receiving it. And of course, you see this in game. You know you'll be in the midst of a champion, at least of season 2. There is another skin floating around of season 1, but your chances to run across people are going to be growing exponentially as we continue these tournaments. And of course, second place, third, and fourth were able to have their respective prizes as well. And
yeah, I think you. No, it's all good. I think you explained it very well. Hopefully, some clarity has been cleared up, and people now understand how the prizes work, how the tournaments work, and everything like that. It's important to understand these things because then you can actually start to understand the game as well and compete, you know. Anyways, let's look at the upcoming matches. I feel like that's what we got to move on to, since there are some great matches coming up today. I would say maybe even one of the most entertaining, if not the most entertaining finals day that there has been, because as we can see, we have Ruthless and Euphoria. Now, both of these teams, they didn't maybe play their best yesterday, but they have another chance to prove themselves. This is the consolidation round 1. Basically, whichever team wins this best of 3 will be able to advance further to the semifinals and then to the finals. But the team who loses is completely out of the tournament. So in the first best of 3 of today, we're going to see either Ruthless or Euphoria pack their bags and go home, and the other team advance further. So I think these brackets kind of show, make it more understandable for the people. So we see Rain and Elevate, the two teams that won yesterday, advancing further to the semifinals. And then we also see the consolidation finals that I were talking about, which is a best of 3 between Euphoria and Ruthless Gaming, both of the teams that kind of maybe didn't pick up the steam yesterday as much as they needed to win the rounds. But hey, they have another chance. That's what these double elimination brackets are all about. You know, if a team fails at something, they still have a chance. So we're gonna see Euphoria versus Ruthless as the final tournament second game of today. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see. I feel like the first game of today is going to be maybe a bit more action-packed, but we can't undermine how much both of these teams want to stay in the tournament and ultimately maybe get to the finals and fight for the grand prize. So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting which one of these teams is going to be able to advance further. I feel like Ruthless, we can take a look at their statistics first. I feel like yesterday they kind of blundered it. Not every day you lose 0-13, but that just gives them a bigger chance and a bigger canvas to come back today and draw a beautiful match and a beautiful image how they have actually changed. So if we look at this, if we look at the statistics, they haven't really changed that much since yesterday, maybe only gone down because of that huge loss. But we still see Vulgran, Titas, and Banes at the top. I'm quite sure Banes didn't play yesterday, so it's going to be interesting to see what changes to their rosters both of these teams have made. I want to touch on this later, but I think we saw a lot of subs yesterday as well. And then we have Attic, Kipe, North, Kisel, and JW. JW actually had quite a nice game yesterday. I think these are updated like once every week or something, so we don't see his map played yet, but he actually had quite a nice game. Even though they lost, I feel like he was showing up for the team for sure. Now, let's take a look at the other side, because I can hype up the Ruthless all I want, but we got to see what they're going to have to battle to advance further. Now, it's going to be Euphoria. Euphoria has proven themselves to be a top-tier team. They definitely have the firepower and the ability to take down whichever team is necessary. The question is, will today be the lucky day for them? Because I feel like a lot of these games are, maybe not so much skill-based. Sometimes just you need luck. In every area of life you need luck. So I feel like Euphoria yesterday, they maybe didn't get as lucky, but we're going to see how that turns out today. We see Hazy, Adam Q, Mixage, Fierce, and Genesis. I would say those are the top 5 players that we normally see playing, but also Rooms might join us today, so it's going to be interesting to see. And yeah, definitely expecting some great performance out of this team, especially Mixage and Fierce. I feel like we saw them do a lot of damage yesterday, but that didn't really take them through to the win. Anyways, let's take a look at the map veto. We are approaching our first best of 3 game, first game of the best of 3, Ruthless versus Euphoria. So it's going to be very interesting to see what maps they actually ban. I'm not quite sure. Hopefully we don't get like just grounded like yesterday, but we're gonna see. Why don't you take us away on the map veto, Master?
Absolutely, and of course, I as much as stats may not be on our side, but I really hope the same thing for not continuous grounded. But we have a good chance being the best of 3. But first off, we're going to go ahead and get rid of Canals from Ruthless. They want to go ahead and get rid of that from them because Euphoria is notoriously good on that map. So they want to go ahead and make sure that they have the best chance possible and get rid of it. Secondly up, we have Euphoria. They're going to go ahead and get rid of Plaza. Again, notoriously, it's kind of up in the air with Plaza with a couple of the teams. They're either really good or they're really not. So they want to at least eliminate those chances out of the way. And of course, the first pick of the actual matchup here. You know, Ruthless will be the first one to get the pick on, and it looks like they are going to be picking Bureau. Very good map. I'm happy to see it. It's one of my favorites. Personally, at least with all the beautiful technology and also a lot of the different routes to get in and out of all the places. Secondarily, we do have Euphoria. They get to pick the second map, and it looks like we're going to be seeing some beautiful gameplay on Legacy. A very well designed map and very beautiful to look at, and it's this we don't get to see it very often, so I'm excited to see it. Now, of course, we get to ban 2 more maps. Ruthless yet again gets to get the first pick on it on the second phase of the banning. And we're going to be seeing Euphoria get rid of... looks like they're going to get rid of Raid. So Raid is officially out. And then lastly, Euphoria gets to take out the last map. And we're going to be seeing them, unfortunately, get rid of Sword.
Oh, no.
Haven't
Not
seen it yet.
again.
No,
We've
not
seen-
yet.
We've
Our hopes
se-
keep
we've
getting
seen, like,
crushed. They keep
Yeah,
doing
like-
this to us.
I really want to see Sword. Like, it's a new map. It's going to be so fun to see, you know, the competitive teams play on it and kind of how they adapt to it. But I feel like the map veto stage has been kind of similar, at least for the EU group stage and finals. I kind of feel like North America and maybe South America plays different maps. It's probably due to the regions and you know how the competitive side works there and which maps these teams practice. But yeah, it's interesting to see that they're actually banning both Canals and Plaza, both maps that I feel like are interesting to see, and I feel like Ruthless and Euphoria are both, quite strong on them. As you said, Bureau, one of my favorite maps as well. Now, I wanna actually get down to the decider. Well, I'm not quite sure what it will be. What would you guess? So we have Grounded and Port. Those are both left out. If you had to guess, which one you say? Grounded or Port is the last map?
Well, considering what we've seen thus far, I'm gonna have to go ahead and roll the dice and put my money on Grounded, just because everybody that's where it goes. It's it's that one map that everybody when it comes down to the final tussle, they're just gonna go on to Grounded and sure enough, there it is. There's Grounded. Port is left out. Nobody wants to do Port. The 2 maps. I love Port personally, and we still want to see Sword, but unfortunately, we're not going to. Everybody just hates our picks, I suppose, our favorite maps, and of course they got to stick with what they like. Hopefully, at some point, somebody will take the leap of faith and go for Sword, because if they can pick the map itself and actually practice on it, and they can get the upper hand on it, that'd be great, and throw off their competitor. But unfortunately, we're not going to be seeing that today. Our maps are going to be Bureau, Legacy, and Grounded for this best of 3 against Ruthless and Euphoria. So again, still excited. We get to see one of my favorite maps, Bureau and Legacy as well. And then if it comes down to it, we're going to have Grounded.
Yeah, I definitely hope it does come down to Grounded. It's going to be an action-packed day, an action-packed finals day, but to be honest, I wanted to kind of move on from the map veto to your predictions. I feel like it's always interesting, maybe especially for the people who are new to the stream, to kind of get to hear what the caster think, who's gonna win, and it's always fun to make predictions even if you're wrong. So for me personally, I feel like Ruthless and Euphoria, they're gonna both try their hardest to kind of make it work. So it's gonna be interesting to see which one of them will be able to do it. I do think we're going to see a third map though, like both Ruthless and Euphoria. Yesterday they maybe didn't look, that good compared to Rain and Elevate, but that just kind of makes them motivated to, try harder today. So I do think that we're going to see Grounded, unless there's just going to be an upset where either Ruthless or Euphoria take it in 2. And if that does happen, I would guess it's going to be Euphoria, since they just, even though they lost yesterday, they just seemed a bit more confident. But hopefully, Ruthless surprises us. Anyways, what's your thoughts about this?
Yeah, so Ruthless yesterday, they had a bit of a rough start. Being that 13-0, they have the most to prove today, and I would hope that they've been practicing through the night and through the day, grinding out any issues that they had yesterday. Euphoria definitely in a bit better position, just due to the fact that with their scoring that they got against Rain, and being such a heavy competitor that Rain is, they're in a bit better position. But again, Ruthless has a lot more to prove today, to prove that 13-0 was a bit of a fluke, and to where they have more to bring. We've seen more from them But again, when you have an off day, you have an off day. And unfortunately, that day was here in the finals. But hopefully they can bring this back up. I just similar to you, I do like the underdog story. So right now they are currently in that position. But I would only hope that they can bring that back today and give us a good matchup against Euphoria.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Ruthless, but if I had to put my money on it, I would put it on Euphoria. So it's kind of, both. I'm kind of rooting for the both sides here, I guess. But at the end of the day, I hope it takes us to the third map, and then the better team takes it. But I really do want to see the third map, because otherwise it's kind of boring, kind of one-sided. I want to see. I think we all want to see, tense action. We all want to get down to that 12 to 12 final gut-wrenching seconds, final gut-wrenching minutes that everyone just is waiting in anticipation who's going to win. So I really hope that's what's going to happen at the end of these three matches. From what I see, the teams are getting ready. They're joining the Bureau lobby, and yeah, I feel like Bureau, it's going to be interesting after the knife round. So basically, for those who are maybe new to the stream, teams at the start, they do knife. Sometimes it's on stream, sometimes it's off stream. But the point of the knife round is to decide which team can pick the starting side. So let's say Ruthless wins the knife round, then they can say, okay guys, we want to start on Breach, meaning that Euphoria has to start on the Coalition side. So it's going to be interesting which side these teams pick based on the knife round win. But I feel like whichever team takes the Coalition side will succeed at first, and then we might or might not see a comeback once the sides are flipped. But on Bureau, for most of the games, if it's not really, if both of the teams are kind of same statistics wise and performance wise, then normally we see the Coalition side kind of play a bit better than the Breach side. But yeah, that's just predictions. We can always be wrong, and we take a look
similar
again.
to yesterday, we talked about that. Some of the teams can be better off than others when it comes to getting into the actual bomb sites, or they're better at defending them. So it really just determines the matters. They're obviously going to be both good at either side, but of course, at some point you're going to have a preference. Whether you're better at defending, you're like hanging out in one spot, making sure nobody comes in and messes with your stuff and, makes it blow up, or, you like to actually get in there and start messing with everybody. You gotta have a good time, but, when it comes down to it, you have a preference at some point. So you got to make the choice of, if you win the knife round, do you want to start off with your strength, or do you want to, have a chance to be able to hold off those extra couple of rounds, and then when you get into your element, then you're able to just continuously take those rounds. And so it's definitely something that not only the team captain, but the team as a whole needs to make a decision of, what do you want to do?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think you laid it out perfectly how it is. It's either you want to start off fresh and start off quick, or you want to kind of take it slow but then accelerate at the end. I feel like before we get in the game, we gotta take a look at the brackets. There are new people joining the stream. There are people who maybe watch Critical Ops or Critical Ops Esports for the first time, so they have no idea how these teams got here. They have no idea what other teams are out there, since the finals are pretty much only the 4 teams that are advancing. So let's take a look at the brackets and just quickly go over kind of where we are now, where we started. So basically, we start this main tournament with 16 teams competing, and then they battle it down for points pretty much. And as we can see, Ruthless and Euphoria were in the final. So it's interesting to note that they were already in the final once. And we see Tuho winning Rain. That's actually quite a surprise. This was the main tournament number 1, so this was in February, I think 2 months ago. Yeah, that was 2 months ago. And back then, teams like Tuho, a quite known team in the Critical Ops competitive scene, but still, it was a surprise for many that they won Rain like this. But hey, Rain is back. Rain is in the finals, and Tuho is not. So that just proves you that longevity is more important than some quick, flashy success. Props to Tuho, though. That's hard to beat Rain. And now we take a look at the main tournament number 2. What do you think about the semis? Do you think it was fair? Do you think some other teams should have been in the semis?
Well, when it comes to main tournament number 2, this is really where we saw our teams that we have today really flourish. And, when everybody who's made it through, we just barely missed Tuho, just barely. And of course, moving in, this is where we see Nameless as well. And, everybody did a really good job here in main tournament number 2 and moving forward into it. And, I think that it really, this is again where the main deciding factor came into where the teams we have today really were able to flush out and really get those points and really get ahead. But we are going into the knife round here, yes, and it looks like they're starting to do a bit of a pins here, going around to the side from two different angles, but it may or may not have worked, and it looks like it didn't. And Ruthless is going to be able to take that first knife round, and so they're going to be able to make the decision of where they want to start.
Now, it's definitely going to be interesting to see. I would guess that they will want to start on the Breach side because, you know, even though Biru may be a bit more better to play on Biru as the Coalition side, it's quite similar. So I do think that they'll take the kind of the worst side first so they can come back if they even need to on the other side. Now, they are just joining the sides now. Should be live now. It's interesting, should be live fairly soon. But it's always interesting to see the pistol round buys, because for me, personally, in pistol rounds, I only buy the Kevlar. I pretty much never buy the GSR or the revolver. I do know that they're more, you know, they give more damage than the P250. But at the end of the day, I do like the P250 or the Kevlar more, just because that Kevlar provides you with more kind of security and protection, because, you know, it is the pistol round. So if you don't buy Kevlar, one bullet to the head, and you're dead. But hey, look at that. They are restarting the game, and 7 seconds left until the first game of today starts. So good luck to both teams. Hopefully it's a close game, and let's see how it turns out.
Absolutely. Ruthless, you know, we're hoping you get some good news for us today, that you're able to really bring this back. Good news to note that looks like Baines has joined us today. So Baines is usually one of the heaviest hitters, so we're good to see to have him back in the hot seat and back with us. And of course, we have Atik as well. Volgrant
double,
starting
wow,
super hard and taking out 2 people himself, and within just about 4 seconds, the entire team of Euphoria gets completely wiped off the board.
Yeah, if I say the words action-packed, this is pretty much what I mean. This was like insanely quick. But that's what happens, I guess, in pistol rounds, especially if you just push one place and the other team kind of happens to stack there, it's going to be a quick shutdown. Now, for the second round, though, Euphoria going all out banana. They all have P250s, so if they get the plant down, that's going to be... Oh, but Kitty with a 4, and he get the ace!
No,
Titas steals the ace.
Oh, he stole the last one, almost had a complete clean ace.
Wow, what a play by Kippe. I mean, they were all on P250s, you know, so it's definitely easier to line up 4 players when they don't really shoot you with rifles. But hey, that's already a turnaround from yesterday. I think yesterday Kippe was on like 1 or 2 kills, so now in the time span of 1 round, he has like quadrupled his score. So good for him, and hopefully we see some...
he's still breaking up his score from yesterday. I mean, that's still...
Yeah, for sure. He's proving to us and everyone and to himself that, you know, he's not as bad as it went yesterday. I think yesterday was just a blunder, and we can see that Ruthless, they already have 2 on board, but Euphoria still trying to find one. Now, this is the first pistol round. The first rifle round. So we do have to remember that now is kind of where the actual game starts, you know. Both teams on equal terms with the rifles. Looks like they're going for the mid approach. Playing it slowly, though. Kind of Euphoria baiting out the peak. But Kippe just holding it down. A bit of an off angle there. Mixage just waiting, and Fierce again. Yesterday he was insane with those opening frags. He just did it again and again, and he proves himself once again. It's always the hardest thing to do, to get the opening frag to entry frag. That's one of the hardest roles in the team, and hey, Fierce is doing a good job at it while being the in-game leader as well. Volgrant, quite a nice angle there. It's gonna be interesting how it works if someone crouch peeks him. Oh no, he saw the barrel but went away.
Yeah, but that's at least valuable information. He knows it's there, and here they come to the push. Is Volgrant going to be able to make this happen? He does on 1. Mix goes down. Adam able to get the headshot of Volgrant, and Atik 2 to do the trade on Genesis. And of course, Adam and Baines picking off 1 kill themselves. Already down to a 2v2. Bomb is going down. Baines and Titas left alive. Baines got something to prove, because he wasn't here yesterday. He's got to make up for it. Gets the kill on Hasty. And Adam is just waiting for him right now. He can't see, but he can, and he gets the jump on both of them. Much better.
What a play by Adam there. I wasn't sure if he was just waiting patiently, kind of being trigger patient, expecting both of the players to come from there, or he was kind of flashed, because he also got flashed there, but either way, great play by Adam there, and he secures the first round for Euphoria quite quickly. You know, them recovering on the first actual round and the first round there's rifles on both sides just proves that this is going to be a close and intense battle. It's not like Ruthless is just going to take it 13-0. And Genesis going back, faking out mid. Titas though, jumping there in lab area, spotting the players. Now he gets to one, and he goes down. Mixage is able to refrag, good refrag by him. And A side's pretty much open, so we'll look at a retake situation here.
Yeah, quite possibly there now. We should be going over and planting the bomb. It is now going down. Of course, we have Ruthless trying to make their way in, so that is going to be the hardest for them. Now that Euphoria has set up positions, you can just see bullets flying everywhere through the smoke. They are now going through the back hallway to try and come in through the side, which is going to be a good move on their part. They do have to contend with Genesis, but fortunately for them, Vulgar was able to take him out. Adam Q does take out 8-Tick. Bane slowly moving his way in. He's about to meet a 3-man team to his right. He is able to quickly come in and quickly get the kill. Unfortunately, gets taken out by Mixage. Vulgar trying to pull him out, and he does, and it looks like he is able to get the defuse.
That was so close. That was like zero. That was like a defuse with 0.01 seconds left. That was. I wasn't sure until the last, until he had defused, like whether he had it or not. But great play by Mixage there. We see two back-to-back clutches here. Mixage with a nice. Sorry, my bad. Vulgrant with the nice kind of. He tapped it and then he went away and baited out the peak. So good play by him. I always mess up the players' names for some reason, because they're just, sometimes there's just too much action. Addict though, almost taken down 2, but gets taken down by Adam Q. The Euphoria on eco, so them being able to get on side is already huge. They do get the bomb as well. Looks like Euphoria just got themselves an eco round, which, you know, Hazy, for example, only has a P250, so Ruthless not being able to hold down pistol is not the best thing to see, but sometimes just get unlucky.
Yeah, sometimes you do, but they got the bomb planted, so it's going to be good for them. Titas coming around from the side and taking out Fierce. Now they still got to contend with Adam with that silenced AUG and Hazy, which if he can pick up anything, that'd be great for him. But he can also still do some great work with it. But unfortunately, Kippy and Titas both get the kills under their belt, and this time not able to get the defuse at the last possible second. Kippy does go down, but good attempt though.
Yeah, good attempt by Ruthless. I mean, they gave up the site very quickly to pistols, so that's definitely not good. But then they actually made a valid attempt at retaking the site, and hey, if they had maybe 2 more seconds, they probably would have gotten around as well. So, yeah, good job by Ruthless recovering there fairly quickly in a matter of a few 10 seconds.
Yeah, and good for Euphoria to be able to get another round on the board, keeping that gap pretty fairly closed. Of course, Ruthless right now on that eco round, except for Titas being able to get that silenced dog, but it's pretty good for. This should be pretty good slated for Euphoria to pick this round up. Genesis with the U ratio back in his hands. Hopefully, he can do more than he did yesterday with it, because that was one of the biggest things that we saw yesterday. Was Genesis not really being able to do a whole lot with that.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be interesting to see if Genesis is able to recover today. I feel like yesterday in general was just kind of either some teams were like... Yesterday was a lot of kind of luck-based, I would say. I think today is going to be more equal, because yesterday we saw some things that we wouldn't really expect seeing, you know? So it's interesting to see if Genesis is able to connect here. One thing I want to note, if you look at the positioning, Titas is the only with a Nog, and he's holding A side alone. So he having the hero AUG there, he can basically hold one side alone with the AUG, and then the rest of his team, 4 other teammates, can just go B. Now they have all rotated, and looks like they're going to push in. Nice position by Titas, gets one, lit another one.
Gets 1 and 2, yes. So he's at least able to help his team out that much. He would get 2. Adam's 2 able to get a 2-piece. Make that 3, makes able to pick off 1 himself as well, leaving 8-Tick by himself to do the work, and unfortunately Adam yet again is able to get the 4-piece and able to take him out. Adam being able to take out 4 players, and I believe including Titas, very impressive from him today. He's definitely brought his A game.
Yeah, Adam, we saw him yesterday kind of trying to perform well as well, and sometimes it worked out, sometimes it didn't, but right now he has that triple KD. Has that 12-4, that means, you know, for every 3 players that he kills, he goes down once. That's pretty hard to do. Looks like it's going to be a fast B, though. They're just jumping across Kippe. Looks with the SI-58, kind of flash there. 80 though in that head glitch position, very powerful. And he's flashed, he's actually heavily flashed. Mixage already taking down Kip. And now 80, he has to deliver and deliver a lot. Well, gets one almost two, but Fierce again with that entry fragging. Finally goes down, bomb is down though. Now Baines.
Yeah, of course, just see Baines do that just very majestic shot there. He was just able to just see him, tap him. Of course, that's what we needed to see yesterday, but unfortunately he was not able to be with us yesterday. But unfortunately, Adam Q able to take him out with that beautiful headshot. Titas able to come in to clean that up. Working his way into the bomb site, the only one here. He is able to go ahead and he's going to go for the defuse, or at least do the fake out, see if anybody shows up. Mix does come out.
Ooh.
He is able to pick him off. He's gonna have to go for the defuse. And Genesis able to come in.
Oh no!
Misses!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
But he does get the kill, but misses the quick scope.
He didn't even miss, he just lit him down to like 95 HP. We saw that like Titas defusing there, he was like completely red, so that means he was on 5 HP. That is really
did he make the connect? Oh, I did see
he
just
did.
long.
He did connect as well. That was like if Titas had lost more than 5 HP, he would have died there like either way, if he connects the leg or the body, so very unlucky.
See that's where that extra body armor comes into play.
Yeah, exactly. And Titas, once again, taking them down. I wanted to say that it's a bad decision for him to, kind of go and try to retake it in a 1v2 with almost no time left. And it would have been better for him to save because he only had $600 to his name at that time. So definitely would have been the better decision to save. But him actually going for it and not being just fearless kind of proved out to be the right decision. Normally it wouldn't work, but Titas just able to deliver, and with a bit of luck, Genesis didn't miss it. Oh, and Volgrant with a nice backstab there. Gets one frag, but that's all that he needs. Now he can rotate back now to 4v2. Way more doable than a 4v3. Volgrant taking the A side by storm. And Fierce and Hazy, they're just kind of left to lurk back. And kind of try to take someone down, but I'm not quite sure that'll happen. And Hazy gets Baines.
Come in. Oh, takes him out quickly, and A-Take able to go for a bit of a retrade. And Volgrant able to take out Hazy right there at the end. They're kind of expanding the gap a little bit. T-Toss sitting at the top with 10 kills, Volgrant at 9, Kippy at 7. And of course we got Adam sitting at 13, which is not a surprise with what we've been seeing from him. And then Mix and Fierce both being their dynamic duos with 5. And of course we've got our last pair of dynamic duos with 1s down there at the bottom. But of course we're still early in here. They still have time to really bring that back up. But we'll see what they can do and see if they can swap around the scoreboard a little bit.
Ooh, Volgrant almost gets it, but does kind of blunder it. And Mixage, one frag is all that he needs with the Deagle as well. He just rotates back. 80 though, able to take Mixage down 1-for-1 now. And might be a bit slower game here. Though Titas with a 2 and 3 piece, and he gets the 4 piece as well. Oh my god, Titas is playing so good today. A clutch and a 4 piece. That is really well done by him. I feel like definitely half of Ruthless's success and rounds on the board now are due to Titas. Well, at least 2 rounds are definitely due to Titas because he just got a clutch and the 4 piece there. But the rest, I don't know. Probably due to the other teammates as well, their performance. But Titas, definitely the star player for Ruthless today, at least in the 9 rounds that we've seen so far. He now has the U-ratio as well, but Euphoria going for that fast B-long push.
Yeah, I think Genesis may be trying to go for Titas at this point, try to get that U-ratio back in his hands. Yeah, Adam Q and Vixen both taking extreme damage from grenades. Kippy, Fierce, and A-Take both able to pick off kills themselves. Genesis, Volgrant, able to take out Adam. Goes for the double and takes out Genesis. And Titas still with the U-ratio in hand.
Yeah, Volgrant, he got a great frag there, like through the smoke. I didn't see the first one, but the second one was definitely just spamming through the smoke, and his confidence paid out. He got a frag. And now it's 7-3. As I said, Bureau is a bit collision-sided, so we might see a 4-8 or a 5-7 on the side switch, as we are down to the last 2 rounds of the top. And Genesis finally he finds his pace and gets the sniper frag. It's the second frag of the game. Hopefully he picks up more. Genesis goes down though. Atik with a double there, and Adam immediately refrags with a double as well. Wow, this is so fast. Everything is going so quickly. Like they're not normally, you know, you see like 1 minute run out and it's a 4v4, but most of these rounds are going by very quickly. Like it's 30 seconds down, like 4 or 5 players already died. So it's definitely interesting to see this switch of pace to how Bureau is normally played.
Yeah, no, that as we mentioned at the beginning, they have something to prove here today. And something to also note is weird is Mixes and Genesis both had U ratios at the beginning. So we had 3 ratios on the field at the same time, which is something you don't normally see very often. Usually it's 1 on at least either side. Seeing 2 was definitely interesting. Adam coming in to try and go for the quick plant. Hasty able to get his back, taking out Bands. T-Toss, the last man alive for Ruthless, is able to make the connections. Ooh, and he does on Adam. Goes for the jump, tries to see if he can
knows where
catch
Hasty is.
Hasty's. He's got the grenade damage on him, so he's extremely low. He's down to about 37 health right now, and he's going to go for the quick kill, but doesn't make the contact. Gets that headshot on him, and goes down for Euphoria to pick up that extra round for him to bring him up to 4.
I really wanted that no-scope to connect. I didn't even want him to clutch that much, I just wanted him to hit some sick shots, but unfortunately it didn't connect. Nice try by T-Does though. He could have saved there, I mean it was a 1v3, but at the end of the day he had like 6.6k, so he knows that he can just take the chance, you know, even if he goes down, it's the last round, he can just buy up and probably even drop for his teammates some utility, so... T-Does though, in the lab area, hasn't really gotten much action here, but now getting challenged and Mixage just running him down, I think that was a pre-fire as well. Mixage, the kind of one of the best fraggers on the side of Victoria, showing up. And Kippe almost takes him down, but retreats and Fierce spraying through the smoke. Great play by him. Now bomb is down. Atik without positioning.
Is he going to be able to make any more contacts? That's 2. Atik almost able to make 3. Genesis had Hasty's back, and unfortunately doesn't make contact. Baines does come in and takes Hasty out. It is now down to 1v1 Genesis with the U ratio, and Baines with that silenced dog. He's going to go for the defuse. Going for it. Let's go. Does he see them? And Genesis does make contact this time. And 100% damage is dealt, and he is gone this time.
Yeah, I was a bit worried there for a second. I mean, I knew that Genesis had to win that round, but I was just hoping that he doesn't hit one of those 95 damage quick shots.
Yeah.
Quick stop once again.
Yep, he was able to do it this time. That's all that matters. Let's forget about that. Let's forget about that.
Yeah, I feel like we have to give him some credit. I mean, the fact that he even connected with the quickscope there, you know, many players are not even able to do that. So, you know, Genesis slowly finding his pace in the game. I mean, he was kind of at the bottom of the scoreboard, hazy at the start, as we saw there, but now he's actually getting back into action. I feel like if Genesis plays even better, Euphoria might as well come back, because they've gotten the last 2 rounds, and Fierce here just absolutely spamming us with that jiggle peeking action. I mean, this is what you have to do pretty much in pistol rounds or in general. If you want to hold an angle in competitive, you can't really just hold it, especially if it's a common one, because you'll just get pre-fired. So jiggle peeking definitely is the way.
Yeah, looks like we had a little bit of follow the leader action, as we can see here through the walls. Everybody's just looking straight down, just working on it.
Oh no.
Hasty able to at least get the information. He's taking half damage, and he's got the information. They're wanting to get the kill. Grenades do go off, and here we go. Kippy starting us off with the first grenade kill of the day.
Mixage though, hits another one, and goes
Make
down.
contact,
Now
Vulgrant,
it's
Adam,
all down to Genesis. Where is
Baines,
he?
and Vulgrant.
Where is oh, there he is. I was wondering why he wasn't rotating. I guess he was watching Belonged. You know, sometimes you gotta watch that as well. He probably was playing on A, that's the reason. Anyways, it's a 1v3, Genesis will go for it. Ooh, it's a nice frag. Knows the position of another player. Quite sure he's not aware that 2 of them are behind Hezlich. Now only 1. When he peeks again, Vulgrant. Oh, and Vulgrant just takes him down. It's very, very hard to counter that head glitch there, especially with a low fire rate weapon like the MR96. Maybe if he had an AK, he could have just, like, you know, spammed the head glitch until he got a frag. But I mean, that was a fair play by Genesis there. At least he got a frag, so that's a little bit of extra cash for the side of Euphoria. But Ruthless winning the second round, that is something you wouldn't really... Winning a pistol round, my bad, this is the second round. And we can see Euphoria on 2 revolvers And on the side of Ruthless, they're just buying out. They want to win this. Ooh, and double nades come in, taking a lot of damage. 80 connects the first one. I think this is definitely around for Ruthless. Fears just, I think it was flash there, I'm not even sure, but he goes down as well. Yeah, this is just a cleanup for Ruthless pretty much.
Yeah, it
There's
definitely
no
is.
way.
ATIC
Yeah,
really
this is-
going off with that that MPX there, and although Hasty was able to at least pick off one kill for him with the pistol, so he was able to at least help out and at least put a dent in their economy just by a little bit. But unfortunately, that round was going to go to Ruthless. Ruthless sitting at 9 right now with Euphoria at 5 on the scoreboard. It's round 15. Adam sitting at the top with 16, Vulgar with 16 as well, with T-Toss are, again, the dynamic duos staying together. And so they're doing a really good job with this thing. They had the most fruit, and I definitely think that they've been practicing through the night and through the morning to really make this happen. T-Toss bringing us the second grenade kill today. And Kippy being able to take off mixed Banes for Adam. Hasty swapping out with Banes. Hasty making it 2. T-Toss taking out Hasty. Genesis by himself, and he is not able to make those connections. T-Toss able to get the headshot on him to take out that round and bring him up to 10 for Ruthless.
Yeah, good try by Euphoria there. I feel like both the players were low, so it could have been definitely possible for Genesis to clutch there. The problem was that the smoke was there, and he just got spammed, and both the players were close, so they could just kind of both shoot him. He wasn't able really to isolate the 1v1 duels that you so desperately need to do in a clutch situation. But Genesis now. Looks like Genesis is going to play that lab area, so hopefully he brings out the Euratio. And once he does that, we're going to see some action. But Vulgran just running in, taking down Fierce quickly, and Banes with anoty one. Kippe, and this is just a shutdown from the side of Ruthless. Genesis is the only one left alive. The A player is probably just going to stay here and try to get the one-shot kill, since shoddy close range normally gives you a one-shot kill. Unless you take someone's, 97 damage from someone in rage. There you go. He got the headshot. Going for the P250 play, that was risky, but he does go down. Nothing really for Ruthless to pick up since he was on that FP6, but at least he put a little dent in the Ruthless's economy. It's something, but they will need to do a little more than something to kind of bring this back, because only 2 rounds separate Ruthless from the first win of this best of 3.
Absolutely, and these guys they've only got 2 rounds left for Ruthless to be able to take this home, and I think that they're in a very good position to do so. Except Adam is ready and waiting for peace, and T-Toss able to take him out with that U ratio. Absolutely ridiculous. T-Toss make that 2 on Fierce, but Hasty able to take him out, but my goodness, the action that Adam brought. Taking out 4 players of Ruthless as just in the midst of saying that they are doing a pretty good shot to being slated to be able to take this with only 2 rounds left for them to go. Adam decides to say, absolutely not, let me show you something else.
Yeah, great play by Adam there. I feel like we've seen like 4 or 5 triple kills or even quad kills today already, so that's just insane how this game has shaped up. It's maybe not the closest game, at least not yet, but I mean, definitely clips-wise and just content-wise, this is one of the better games yet. ATIC there, jiggle peeking, but that's what you do. You just jiggle peek, you kind of get the info, Adam shoots him, but he just rotates back. With Adam, wow, he's on 21 frags already, that's a lot. That 4-piece definitely helped to boost his scoreline. And looks like it's going to be an A, but it's by Ruthless. But Fierce with a nice backstab there. He does gets hurt, maybe if he went a little quieter there, could have gotten a double, but the thing is, you can't backstab quietly, because you have to be quick, so... Good play by him. Genesis here. Now this is what it comes down to, whether or not Genesis is able to take the frag here.
Make that 1, 2, and 3.
Ooh, what a play by
Genesis
him.
and see that is just discipline right there. You're just waiting, you see all of the things flying, all the equipment, and just waiting for them to make their stance, and he is able to take them all out. Beautiful.
Yeah, this is like back-to-back-to-back clips. I don't know what's happening. I feel like in Bureau, maybe it's just how the map is kind of made that you have to like push together more than in other maps. But in other maps, you don't really see these trippers. But teams have been pushing together today. And T-Toss takes down Adam. So now look at the HPs. 1 bullet for either side. This is basically all down to timing. That nade, almost, but not enough. 6 HP versus like 18 or 19, I would guess. When he hears the plant, I think this is Genesis round. Free fires, get the frag.
And
Nice
goes to the
play by
quick
Genesis.
defuse. He's not wasting any time this time.
No, he's not. Yeah, this is a good play by Genesis. That a very, very important one, because if it was 6-12 now, 6-12 just as a scoreline seems way more harder to do and come back from than 7-11. So Genesis there showing up right when he's needed the most. That's what good players do, you know. Sometimes they don't show up when they, you know, the team doesn't really need them, but once they do, Genesis now, look at him, 11-13. He was bottom of the scoreboard, 1-7. So now he's been able to get a lot of frags in a row, you know. Have to remember that he started off pretty much 1 kill and 7 deaths. So great job by Genesis there. Definitely showing that what he's made of, and that he's not just some kid who kind of gets lucky in 1 or 2 games and, you know, gets those frags and then everyone calls him good. No, he's actually, there's something with Genesis. He's just consistent and good, and, you know, consistently good. So good play by him. Fierce though. Lucas is on eco, so he might be able to get the frag. Gets one, and he goes, he's aggressive once more. Gets 2, gets 3 by Fierce, another 3-piece. This is insane. We only see clips pretty much. I'm not sure what's happening. Kipe though, can he get a headshot? If he could, that would be nice. He could put that in his pro moments. But hey, Genesis takes Kipe down. And that's another round for Euphoria. Comeback looking way more doable now than before.
Yeah, Genesis really setting the stage, getting them that the 4-piece going into that last couple of rounds, and able to really bring it up. And I mean, because that's good for team morale to be able to see one of your teammates really be able to do that. So I think that really was the turnaround point for them to really bring this back up. And you know, Euphoria really does not. I mean, at any stage of this, wants to go home, but you know, they're really playing the hardest, and they got to step up the game. And that's where, you know, determining the sides early on is, you know, you got to get warmed up, you got to get ready to play. You know, Kippy, T-Toss taking up Mix and Adam. You know, you really got to warm up and being able to get into your positioning and everything, and really kind of get used to, you know, for the day. If you haven't been practicing, which at this point you probably should be, but you know, now that they're kind of getting in the swing of things, Euphoria is really bringing this back up.
Oh, for sure. But now Genesis, another hard task for him, even harder than the last one. He has to clutch a 1v3. Now his positioning is good. People might not expect him there. We saw one gun barrel. Oh, and he doesn't, and that's a shame. It is so close. Does get the frag, but Baines just takes him down. And now it does look more like a ruthless victory, but we have to remember that, you know, Euphoria, they were down badly, and now they're coming back up. So I think, as you said, continuing on that Genesis thing, you know, even though Critical Ops is a team game, you know, 5 players on each team, one player can really make or break the game and make or break the team. So Genesis, maybe not the best performance at the start, but now him coming back has basically proven to be very, very useful for his team, because his team actually got like 5 or 6 rounds because of his him playing better. Fierce though, with a nice pre-fight there. Like
Absolutely, and to piggyback off of that, by the way, is, you know, yesterday we saw a lot of subs yesterday on these teams, and so whether their core game team mechanics were, you know, not necessarily there. You know, today we have Baines and Atik in the mix, and you know, those 2 players can make a huge difference when it comes to the team. And so seeing that there were subs in yesterday, you know, with now it's time for the core players to come in and really bring this back home.
Yeah, Genesis got kind of lucky there. I saw him jumping across Belong, but he didn't go down. He did take a lot of damage, but at the end of the day, it's a 3v4 now. Ruthless with, you know, a bit better HP situation, but Mixer just kind of left alone here, if I'm sure. Now, there's one more in Sandwich, but yeah. Has to basically look Vents and Belong, which is not the easiest thing to do, especially if you're playing against top-tier players, but I mean, he's doing a good job at it, at least for now. Ruthless is kind of just trying to find those frags, find those openings, and see what they can do from there. I'm not quite sure if they're gonna both push Belong and Vents, or they're just gonna try to get someone to peek or get that frag, and then they might rotate. It does look like Vulgrant, yeah, Vulgrant peek already. Nexage gets 1. Now he knows about 80. Kippe though with a nice refrag. And Bob
he does have the information to give to his team, which they are now circling back in. Adam really trying his hardest to get some damage dealt. It looks like AC is able to take out Kippe. They're able to switch out. Genesis is able to take out Atik. Just after takes out Adam, and they are going to be able to get that defuse. and to bring another round back on the board. They are now at 9 on the scoreboard for Euphoria and 12 for Ruthless. So they're bringing it back. That, although if they can't be any more slip-ups at this point. T-Toss holding the top with 24. Adam Q just right behind him at 23. So our scores are staying relatively close together, but when it comes to the bottom side, with 10 for the side of Euphoria, they got to bring that up just a little bit more. But they are able. But if they are able to do it, maybe up to Adam to really bring this forward. It's kind of riding on him at this point with the score differences between them.
Yeah, now Ruthless has to win this round. If they don't, they're going to lose the next one as well. Look at the money situation. They're basically all out. Yes, there's maybe some cash left, but at the end of the day, if they lose this round, they will have to go eco the next one, and that eco pretty much always is equal to, lost round. So, especially in these situations, normally you win an eco if you get just insane luck or some of the opponents are getting greedy, but I don't think that's going to happen here. So, potentially, if Ruthless loses this round, we're looking at a 11 to 12 scoreline, which is way more close than I initially expected. Fierce, though, doing a good job just kind of staying around this area, making sure nobody crosses. Does get some info and gets smoked off. Oh, now, if he could just spray here. Getting shot, he's not going to reveal his position. His flash gets one. They do know where Fierce is. There's a little gap in the smoke. Tries to shoot him. Baines gets a headshot.
Which that was a great play from him. If he was just able to move back and forth, he might have been able to get a little bit more damage. But that's where that RNG comes into place. To where unfortunately he didn't make any more connections after that. But again, great play from him. Again, that dedication and that ability to just hang out and know when to do what he needs to do. Bane's able to get the good flash and able to get the kill on Genesis. Hasty goes down. Adam going for the double. They take Bane's go down for the swap. At T-Toss right there at the end. Very clean.
Yeah,
so
great.
That's going to be match, set, and point.
Adam.
Yes.
Great attempt
very
by
good
Adam
job.
there, yeah, but at the end of the day, it was a 1v2 and he wasn't able to do it. Adam, as we see on the scoreboard, he was definitely the man of the match, so to say, for the side of Euphoria. He's 10 frags in front of the second frag. That's normally not what you see happening. Normally it's kind of more equal than that. But as of now, that might have been why they lost, because even though Euphoria were proving that they're a good team, they're able to win. But looks like Ruthless was just better overall. Especially T-Toss, he took the other top frag position there, and we definitely saw him. We saw what he's capable of in those. When he got that 4-piece and he got that 1v2 clutch. And yeah, T-Toss definitely, I would say, the star player of this game. If I had to give my MVP to someone, I would give it to the top fragger, T-Toss. Sometimes it's someone who gets less frags, but kind of gives more impact to the team. But I think here, just the kills and the clips speak for themselves, and great performance overall by them there. And yeah, I think it was quite an interesting game. Definitely did not go as expected. What do you think about this game?
Well, Euphoria definitely needs to bring it up just a little bit more on their abilities. We know they can, and they've got the core mechanics. They've gotten the practice in for the day. They may have lost this one, but there's still many more games to go for them to have a chance to do so. They can either pick up this next one and move on to the third round. We can get that decider onto the board, but now that they're warmed up, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more crazier things from them going into the second game. But I really hope that they do. Ruthless, I'm 100% surprised to see this turnaround from them, because coming from a 13-0 to being able to take the first round of the day, I think is a very good change of pace from what we saw yesterday. Again, everybody has an off day, so congrats to them for being able to do that first round. We got game number 2 coming up here in just a few moments. We got to take a short little break, guys. Also, don't forget, during the breaks here, there are giveaways going on in chat during the break. So, guys, check that in chat. Make sure you are paying attention to that and hearing the things that are coming out of our voices, and able to check that out and pull it back up. And we'll be back here in just a few moments with game number 2.
Yeah, see you guys. does know where emotional is, but he needs to do a little bit more than that. You know, one frag is not going to be enough. Dewey and Faultless moving in. Mixage probably will try to fake plant it and bait out players. He does hear some of them coming, so he has an idea where they are. Gets one. I'm not quite sure why Dewey was making all that noise there. It definitely made it easier for Mixage to capitalize on that frag. But last one is Faultless, and he is not making any noise. He's just crab walking around. This is down to timing, and Mixage is able to take it.
A whole lot, but is able to pick off one, but Envy does take him out. And Genesis getting that one shot. And oh! Make that two! The smoke. Bane's not in the best position holding the corner. There are three members of Rain right around the corner. And he's able to get one, two. Can he get the third? Oh, he does!
Three. Bane's there. Insane
North,
play
go
by
for
Bane.
peek. Few hits in, but unfortunately is not able to. It's 3v3. Atik North really low. Kippy definitely really low. Considering he's at 0 now from Lilo. And is getting a jump shot. Almost headshot through the actual. Oh! Beautiful from Lilo.
Control, you can basically shut off all rotations from side to side. And
Oh!
hey, what is that?
Lord! What?
That's
Room
insane.
clearing it. All right, Room's really showing up now.
As of now, they're just kind of waiting it out.
Dewey,
Kissel versus
Kissel.
Dewey. What?
Yes,
He's able
he
to take the
does
frag.
take him out.
That
Oh,
time
he
we
better
go.
wait. Oh, and he gets
Ooh.
a headshot. His own grenade helping him. And
Kissel.
triple, third. Woo, Kissel really bringing it up.
And Faultless
They
takes
come
those
barreling
moves.
through. Ball's able to get him.
Definitely do.
And they're trying to continuously get more. There's a lot of low players for the side of Rain. All super, super low. Adam and Mix just needed a couple taps on each. It looks like they're able to do so. At least take out a few of them. And just like that, a quadruple kill. Adam going nuts.
That's a
They're
very
just going-
interesting ball.
Yeah, they're going super aggressive and just letting it go. I think they're just going to let this round go, get what they can
Oh,
get.
Kissel just
Triple,
so
Kissel
easy.
coming in. Yeah, and I think this was literally, they just gave it to him. They walked middle and just stayed like, hey, kill it.
Do you feel the competition? Play Critical Ops tournaments now on Gizer to win cash prizes and exclusive credits. Download Gizer to compete in mobile gaming tournaments for real cash.
Inside, he's gonna get naded down there. A little bit of damage on him, but Mickey is fast on the flank. Inside, he gets two massive frags there. Allows for his team to come in. And outside, he's gonna be able to get the 4K.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the EU Finals, Day 2 of the Critical Ops Circuit Season 2. We are back and ready to go for game number 2 from Euphoria and Ruthless. And of course, I got to give a good shout out to the guys at Critical Force and everybody in chat. I do feel a little down and a little sick, but nothing a little medicine can't help out with. It's, you gotta make sure you sanitize and make sure, you don't lick any doorknobs, and, you make sure you stay clean. Yeah, a little bit of a head cold, but, guys, I appreciate all the love and support, and it's a good time just kind of eating all these cough drops and keeping everything down, because the show must go on. But we're going to be going into that second match here on Legacy. We just got done, if you guys are just tuning in, on Bureau. Ruthless was able to take that win. We're going to be going into Legacy next and to find out. And of course, Bureau was Ruthless's pick, so they were able to win on their own map. And so at this point, it's up to Euphoria to be able to win on their pick of Legacy. So I'm really hoping for some good stuff. Right there at the end, Euphoria was really coming into their own and really showing off what their skill they can do. But unfortunately, it just wasn't enough that late into the game, because there was Ruthless was at 11 rounds on the board, and so unfortunately they weren't able to make all the connections they needed to be able to get up to that 12-12. But Twist, going into Legacy, we've seen Euphoria play on it quite a few times. And what do you think that they're going to be doing this time around with how they've been playing today?
Yeah, so one thing is what I think, and the other one is, what kind of how reality really shapes. Because I thought that Euphoria was the better team in the duel, and I got proven wrong. Ruthless, they have been really putting in the work, maybe in the last few weeks, but definitely definitely since yesterday, they showed a way more dominant performance today than yesterday. So I wouldn't really be quick to jump to assumptions who is going to take the Legacy map. I do think it's going to be even more close than the Bureau game, just because Euphoria knows that if they lose this one, they're out. There is no other way for them to get in. If they lose this one, it's over. They go home. They pack their bags. So I do feel like Euphoria is going to try to do everything in their favor to win it. We also have to remember that this is a pick for Euphoria, so that makes it easier for them, for the Ruthless side, they picked Bureau, and they won it. So it's gonna. I would say, if I had to put my money on it, I would say that Euphoria is gonna win this round of best of three and take us to the last game. Yeah, but it's gonna be interesting to see, and there's no other way to find out than to start spectating. And let's start with the knife round. As always, knife round kind of determines which team can choose the starting side. Whichever team wins the knife round gets to choose, and it's just a fun thing to see. It's not that serious. I feel like teams don't really care that much, but it's still interesting to see which team is better at knifing and stabbing in each other. Normally we see some crab action, some squats, as you would like to say. But this time, yeah, this is how serious it is for both of these teams. Look, they do not wanna push each other. Look, they're baiting you.
And here we go. They're going for the stabs, and it looks like Ruthless is actually going to win the second knife round again. They won the first one going into the first matchup, so they get to decide yet again where they're going to be placing themselves in the second game. And of course, hopefully for their favor, that it allows them to pick the right side like they did on Bureau and really allow them to get that advantage that they're looking for here in the earlier rounds.
Yeah, I really hope that does happen. I do want this to go to the third map, as I've stated before many times. So I do kind of root for Euphoria here, but in the best of three, we'll see. And if we do get to Grounded, which is the last map, we'll see who is the better team. So yeah, I really hope Euphoria takes this one. But at the same time, Ruthless, they could have some tricks up their sleeves, even though this map was Euphoria's pick. Ruthless, they did have some time to prepare, at least, since the last game for sure. So maybe they went on Google, maybe they typed in, cool strats to do on Legacy on Critical Ops. We're gonna see if they actually did that, or if there's some other way how they're gonna win. Yeah, I'm quite sure we're gonna get a restart pretty soon. The players are just kind of trying to stay in their spawns and try to just wait for the game to start. But meanwhile, I did want to kind of point attention to how the last game went. I feel like it was a very, very fast-paced game. Most of the rounds, they were over before the minute mark had ended, so had gone there. So it's interesting to see if they if both teams take kind of slower approach now, because on Bureau it was definitely. That's why you saw so many doubles, triples, and quads even. It was because everyone is pushing on both sides. So yeah, I feel like Legacy is going to be a bit slower. Legacy is the most one-sided map, I would say, at least in my opinion. I think it's the hardest map to play on as the breach side. So I would say that Ruthless will start with an early lead. Ooh, and Volgrant with that sword there. I always like when someone uses the sword. He definitely wants to treat the stream as well. But Euphoria just going all out glass. Kipe with that nade could do a lot of damage. Oh, and look, that did do some damage. Bane's in the
Yeah,
frag.
he was held Bane's out, get killed, so the grenade was able to get him down, at least into the red. And of course, the concept pistol action's going. Bomb has been planted. Titos able to take out Genesis, and is almost able to. Yep, and Fulgrim able to take out Add the Q Banes for Hasty and Titos for Mixage to clean house, and they're able to get the defuse. But look at that health for Ruthless right there, almost all in the red, just one bullet each. Just the RNG was not in the favor of Euphoria for that.
Yeah, this was definitely maybe is you know good two words to put together in a sentence, but I feel like this is a round where it could have gone the either way because, as you said, the HPs were so low. But Ruthless do know that how important the pistol round is because you know, for the side of Euphoria, if they get 3 or 4 rounds on the breach side, I would say they've done their job and they can try to come back on the coalition side. Just because Legacy is quite one-sided for the coalition, so that's why Ruthless tried to get that round so hard because they know how much it means to them. And hey, spraying through the smoke, Banes and Volgrant down. That's just a shutdown. Volgrant with the 3Ps there. Nice job by him. And a 4K. Volgrant showing up early, getting those eco frags. It's always nice to see someone getting quads. That's going to be the second round.
Yeah, we're already moving up. Ruthless trying to set the stage. Of course, this will be the first official round of the Genesis going extremely hard into it. He's got the U ratio starting out only the third round. So he's hopefully he's warmed up and ready to go with that. So we can see some beautiful sniper action from him. At this point, Ruthless, nobody on their side has any sniper rifles in hand. So we're looking to see some good stuff from him. But unfortunately, on the last one, you know, Volgert took all the names and didn't take any apologies for it. You know, he even took that last one from Titos. You know, she's coming in with a pistol and he just snapped it away. But you know, it's all in good favor. It's all for the good of the team to be able to not take any chances. And this looks to appear to be one of the slower rounds you were talking about. You got to go a little bit slower in some of these maps and really take your time. Even though we've had all the action on the last map, but you gotta slow it down and get the information trying to be the team off.
Yeah, it's interesting to know that Kipe and Titos are still on SA58, so in a sense, Euphoria has a better buy than Ruthless, even though Ruthless has won both rounds so far. Kipe, his screen is completely white. Look, Kipe, he was so flashed, and meanwhile he's flashed, they do get the plant. So at least Kipe doesn't go down, but he was like completely blind for an eternity there. And Mixage though, with a nice frag on Titos, Fierce another one. And this seems like a round for Euphoria, quite early in. I mean, there's a 3v5 as of now, but Kipe does get one, and Bane's just left there with an HK. Oh, he gets one. He's gonna go for it. He's not even gonna save. He gets another one. He needs 2 more, and he needs them quick. There's no time to wait. What is he trying to do? Oh, he's just...
I think he was having issues. He couldn't find the bomb.
Yeah, that could have been the case. You know, in these scenarios, you know, the nerves and everything is
the high
like
stress.
an all-time high.
It happens.
Yeah, the stress is an all-time high. So I would probably make the same mistake there. But even if he did find the bomb, that was pretty much Euphoria's round. So just a funny moment there. But
Yeah,
at the end of the day,
2v1 and bomb was unknown. So it's a very stressful situation.
it definitely is. It definitely makes the retake harder and the defuse harder if you don't know where the bomb is. But Bane's there with an MP5 and Titos. Ooh, he gets the wall bang, but he immediately refrag by Fierce. Great refrag action there by Euphoria. Just with one of our man goes down, you know, we take your man as well. And Volgrant gets another one, and this just seems like a shutdown for Ruthless. Genesis does get the sniper frag. Oh, and now Kipe does get the free ratio. Yes, please. He knows how to use that.
Yes, he does, and you know, I think it's fun to see these HKs starting to be more common. I love the diversity that's coming from it, and I think it was Banes that kind of started that.
Yeah, I feel like Critical Ops has done a really good job balancing the weapons because if we remember like the competitive or in general the Critical Ops scene from like 2018, 2019, everyone on the Coalition side was using the M4 and everyone on Breach side was using the AK-47. There were like no exceptions. But now there's actually 5 or 4 rifles that are usable. But hold on, Baines and Kippe shutting 2 down. Baines with another one. Kippe tried to get the no-scope there, but oh, that was Titas, my bad. I thought Kippe picked up the sniper, so he kept playing with it. No, that's actually Titas. Gets a nice quickscope there. And that's the 4th round for Ruthless. So far, kind of as I expected, you know, even though Ruthless proved to be the dominant team on Biru, I do feel like Euphoria is going to take this one. And we have to remember that a 4-1 scoreline is like, that means absolutely nothing on Legacy, especially for the Breach side, where it's really hard for them to, you know, string even a few rounds together. And so it's going to be interesting to see what approach Euphoria now takes. Kind of battle that 3-round efficiency here. And Titas, ooh, he does not get jebaited there. That was a jiggle peek, but he just doesn't shoot, doesn't even reveal his position.
No, he's again very determined to keep the hold, and you know he's definitely really well disciplined with that U ratio. Of course, we see Mix and Genesis both have their own as well. So we've got 3 U ratios yet again. Again, very weird to see 3 of them in the same match as Mix, able to pick off Kippe from seemingly nowhere. Able to get the slightest little angle on him. Hasty, not forgetting leg day, keeping an eye out through the glass. Fierce trying to slowly make his way in here into the B side. Volgrant able to take out Genesis.
Waiting there. Volgrant, meanwhile.
Volgrant 4.
Wow.
Not 3. Mixes was able to take him out. Bane's able to get a 2-piece for Mix and Fierce. Hasty able to get a tick and to at least even it out a little bit more into his favor, but it's still a 2v1. Bane's extremely low, so he's got a good shot at this, but he still has to contend with Titas with that U ratio, which either way you look at it is still going to be a hard feat.
Yeah, I do feel like Hasty
but evening the field
damage.
though.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, but there's no time left, so yeah, Hazy just saving it. I mean, it is a good decision by him. The U ratio does cost $4,000, and if you take into account the armor and the Kevlar as well, that's another 800. So you know, saving the $4,800 there, definitely a smart decision. The question is if it's the best one, since you know they haven't really won more than 1 round, but I do feel like there was just not enough time, 1v2, just the situation wasn't good enough for Hazy to go for the clutch, so good play for him. We can see 2 U ratios on the side of Euphoria and 1 U ratio on the side of Ruthless. As is, ooh, Baines with a nice spray down through the double doors. For those who didn't know, you can like spray down the double doors basically and get a frag, so Genesis taken out very early in that sniper now. That U ratio on the hands of Hazy. It'll be interesting what he can do with it, but there's only 3 players left, so this might as well just be a save call. Very quickly, Baines with that opening and another frag from someone else on Ruthless' side, and look at that, the round is pretty much over. I don't like it's gonna be very hard for Euphoria to do anything. If they can't win a round in a 5v5, it's gonna be even harder in 3v5. Fierce though, looking for that entry frag, slowly crouching his way in. Doesn't seem to spot anyone though.
Yeah, Mix and Genesis both being taken out right at the beginning, with both U ratios getting taken out was very good for Ruthless at this point. To not have to continue with that. Hasty, again, still trying to save at least 1 to save the money. Looks like they're going to be retreating back a little bit into their spawn to try and hold that.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to go for the save call once again. Oh, and Adam just caught completely off guard there. I think he might have flashed
he was trying to pick up. Well, he was trying to pick up the U ratio. He just got it in his hands to try and save that. So they wouldn't have to spend the money, but unfortunately not able to make it back in time.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Hasty, though, in a nice position. I mean, he'll probably get 1 frag. If anyone on the side of Ruthless gets greedy, you know, they all know where he is pretty much. There's no subway anymore. So once I check bar, they will have like 100% you know, confirmation that he's camping in that spawn area, but let's see. They're not even getting that greedy. One of them might push, but end of the day, even if Hazy takes someone down, oh, he just saves it. He doesn't go for the peak. Smart play by him there. Losing the AV, losing the U ratio would have been just very detrimental to the team there. Not a good thing to happen. And now
'cause at
Ruthless.
this point, yeah, Mix and Genesis again being able to save that extra cash.
Yeah, Ruthless now on 6 rounds though. I can't quite say what's the problem with Euphoria right now, like why they don't have more than 1 round. One thing is that this is a very coalition-sided map, so it could just be that, you know, both teams are kind of equally good, but just the coalition side takes effect. But also, Genesis finally able to connect, and look at that. When Genesis connects, his team wins. I would say Genesis is the single most important player on the side of Euphoria. Not because of, you know, his high frags or high performance, but because from my experience in every single game, when Genesis does good, Euphoria does good. When Genesis starts to fall off, starts to can't find his rhythm, the team can't also find his rhythm. And it isn't the same for other players, you know. I've noticed many players in the bottom of the scoreboard for Euphoria, but the performance has been different. But for Genesis, I feel like Genesis is the single most important factor for Euphoria to get a victory or a defeat. It doesn't mean he's the best player, it just means that kind of his performance is closely tied to team's performance. In Banes, they're perfectly flashed and fierce with a perfect entry frag there. Genesis with another one. This is the power of Genesis, and once he gets 2 frags, you know, Euphoria just opens up the map. Map pretty much gets the round.
Yeah, leaving Titas all by himself. He is the last lone survivor with that HK in hand, which against 2 U ratios, an AUG and an AK, I really have a hard time for Titas. Think he might want to sit this one out and have the second round on him. Although able to take out Genesis though, close range, versus at U ratio, because you know if you miss the first shot, you're pretty much out when it comes to it. But able to get a few more connections.
Frozen nade as well.
Mix is taking a lot of damage and Fierce. Pretty low, but of course you still got to contend with Hasty as well.
Yeah, it seems like he just wants to save it. He doesn't even take the AVP. That's the Eurasia. That's like an interesting decision to make there. But now it's just another round for Euphoria, the second one to be honest. And yeah, that just showed how important Genesis is. He got those 2 frags, and hey, his team won. And the rounds where he gets taken down, it seems like, you know, the whole team gets taken down. So good to see Euphoria putting the second one down on the board. Hopefully that 2 turns into a 3 and 4 eventually. Vulgrin though showing off his sword, very nice weapon choice there. Trying to jiggle peek with now with the U ratio, holding a very strong angle. Like that angle is so hard to clear, especially if someone has U ratio. It's quite impossible to be honest if you have a rifle, but with the U ratio you could challenge it, but it's still hard. But now looks like it's gonna be a B fake, perhaps. Like they all went glass, but then the bomb carrier and one more went away, so might as well be a fake. Adam, the only one left in glass area, kinda trying to scout out some players and see what's up. But the bomb is dropped down towards the news area, which makes me think it's gonna eventually be the A push unless the circumstances just absolutely deny that. So yeah, another slow round. This is what I meant by Guru being a very quick game. Like normally this is the pace you'd see in a competitive game, you know, just 1 minute down, so still 5 players left on both sides. Yeah, Legacy is one of those maps where you kind of have to take it slow, especially on the breach side, but still, it's definitely a change of pace compared to last game. And Titas opening it up on Fierce, not denying the entry frag, which Fierce has been so keen on getting. And Vulgrant almost hitting the quickscope there. That would have been a very nice shot, but fortunately just a few centimeters off. And Atik with the grenade, Titas getting rushed down, Adam getting him, and now the site is pretty much open. The bomb carrier is still not there, but neither are the collision players.
Genesis is on the way. He is coming in. He's getting the bomb planted. He was going as fast as he can. And so he's able to make it in, get the bomb planted, at least get the extra cash. And so they're now in position, trying to hold it down. Adam taking out Atik and really going for the push, swapping out weapons, and is able to jump in and get a kill on Kippe. Gets taken out by Vulgrant, unfortunately, but Genesis ready to challenge and to take out Vulgrant with that U ratio. Genesis able to make that one-on-one happen.
Yeah, great play by Genesis there, just showing once again who's the true sniper 1v1 player. But it's going to be interesting to see if he's able to kind of keep on with this pace, because Genesis is definitely a very good sniper player. But yeah, I would say, okay, I thought he was 4-8 and that would be bottom of the scoreboard, but I forgot that this is Legacy and Breach side, so he's pretty much in the middle there. So let's see if he can get another frag. It seems like he's just going to hold that glass area, and the rest is kind of moving towards that news/museum. Oh, and 2 are actually mid. Yeah, they are all just going every possible spot that they could go, just trying to get some picks. And Fierce is the in-game leader for Euphoria, so once he gets some information, once some of his players get some information, they will have to decide which side to take. Alright, Fierce just staying there with the
taking it
smoke.
nice and
waiting.
slow at this point. They're just low and slow. We got 1 minute left on the scoreboard. Again, for the guys who are listening to this lovely sound of our voices, Ruthless still at 6 and Euphoria at 3. Less than a minute left. Hasty, Adam both getting headshots on Volgrant and Banes. Atik getting a nice 2-piece. Hasty and Visage going down. Atik really holding here in mid. Is he going to be able to take out Genesis? And that is a yes with a headshot, leaving Adam Q by himself. He does take out Atik, but he's going to continue rotating around. And he is able to make a little bit of noise and a little bit of contact. It looks like on Kippe, but T-Toss is coming around from his rear, trying to get from behind on him.
Yeah, seems like Adam is just trying to piece together these bullets to get the one into clutch. Oh, and he just runs in it full swing. Yeah, his knife is out. Not quite sure why he was running with the knife there. Maybe just low on time. I didn't check to notice the time, but that could have been the case. Either way, quite unlucky for him. And that's just going to be the 7th round for Ruthless. But yeah, the scoreline, Ruthless has basically doubled rounds of Euphoria and another one. But again, it's probably going to be a completely different scene once we flip sides. So I feel like Euphoria is doing the best that they could have. Maybe they could have gotten 1 more round, but as of now, I'd say both of these teams are doing a very, very solid job at staying in the competition, and I could definitely not see which team's going to win yet. But Fierce trying to enter again. Kippe takes him down though. There's 3 players glass. They're just all pushing in. There is no stopping for them. They do get on side, but at what cost? Kippe now with double and a triple. And Volgrant takes down another one. Genesis on Volgrant does get refrag. And Genesis, now he's showing up. He does need to get 2 more for the clutch. Isn't able to connect yet. Pushing up, and Atik able to get the frag on Genesis. Nice play by him. And this is going to be the 8th one for Ruthless, bringing us to the last round before the side flip.
Yeah, Atik really going in there for that barrel stuff to just really take as there's not much you can really do unless that barrel for that U ratio is just sitting right there for him. There's not really much he could have really done about that, but again, very good play. They really got in there. They rushed in, got the bomb planted. They still got the cash money for it, and still able to really stay in the game. They're able to really buy up and stay in a very good position. And still, Banes gets starting us off for Fierce, taking him out. Banes actually for a double headshot, and the Volgrant for the grenade, and getting taken out by Genesis. Atik also headshots around the board. It's just a head kind of day. Atik as well getting a headshot.
Ooh. Nice shot there by Genesis, but he does get taken down. I really wanted to see the 1v4 Genesis clutch, so I could scream at the top of my lungs, but unfortunately, that did not happen. And that does make the score 3-9 now. Ruthless, only 4 rounds separate them from the victory. But we have to remember, now, Euphoria, they have all the chances, they have everything they need to make the comeback now. They are on the Coalition side. They have pretty much nice pistol buys. They have GSR, Revolver, and Deagle on their side. So they have every chance and every opportunity, and now is where they have to make it count. It's a full stairs rush. That's quite a common strategy that you can see in ranked, but it's good because it works, That's why it works, because it's good. That's why people use it.
Genesis is trying to leave. He's trying to save himself. T-Toss able to get a Fierce right off the bat. Genesis able to get 2 for him.
Oh, double.
With Adam picking up 1. And is Adam able to pick up another one? No, Kippe gets a headshot with that revolver. Genesis trying to get the quick peek with the Deagle, unable to make contact.
Quite aggressive there, not sure, because they were locked down, and now it's a 2v2. Adam's choice to push there could prove to be a very bad one for his team, but sometimes the nerves just get the better of you. But in that situation where the breach side is locked down, where basically the Coalition had both spiral control and stairs control, they should have just stayed there. In a 2v4, they have to push you if they're locked in. But Adam making the choice to push and going down. Hazy though, the frag, and almost goes down now on 6 HP. Does hear the bomb plant, not making any noise. Oh, and he does get the frag. Great play by Hazy there. Able to get the 4th round for Euphoria, and This is a very, very, very important round. This might be the single most important play of this game, since winning the pistol round pretty much automatically means you win the second one as well, and that is exactly the start that Euphoria need if they do want to make the comeback.
Absolutely, yeah. And of course, getting down to 6 HP, I mean, they was just down to the who could hit who first, and he was able to make that contact. You know, Hasty sitting there in the middle doing a very good job. Genesis at the top of the team with 10. Really showing him how it's done, but of course, you know, he's one of the best people we've seen with that U ratio. Again, a little rusty, little squeaky wheel today, you know, but he's really getting it worked out and coming back forward with it, but still holding MVP nonetheless for his team. Hopefully, they're able to really bring more of these rounds together like they just did, and it looks like they are. Here's Kippy and Bulgren. Both can take it out mid here. Going for 8-tick. Banes for Adam. Genesis for Banes. And T-Toss and Mixage going for Genesis and T-Toss taking a boat. Everybody is just falling to their faces on the ground. And Euphoria able to take another round on the scoreboard. They're now at 5. And Ruthless is at 9. So they're able to really hold it down. If they can really hold it, they can really bring it back.
Yeah, I feel like the pistol rounds and especially the kind of anti-eco rounds afterwards, this pistol round today, have been just so chaotic. We've seen like knife action, we've seen some just confusion, we've seen a lot of things, so it's always fun to see those kind of more lighthearted plays, you know, where it's not, where it's kind of fun in games. But Adam here, at the bottom with a P90, not quite sure if that's the best choice, you know, close range. Even a FP6 takes the opponent down quicker than a P90 in that range, but he is confident, and we have to remember that FP6 might get the kill quicker, but at the end of the day, FP6's fire rate is very slow. Compared to the Ratata P90, you can just spray down 3 players with it. But FP6 or Super 90 even, not the best choice for those multiple player encounters. And that is exactly what you kind of get at the bottom. You either get nobody peeking, or you get the entire enemy team pretty much pushing bottom. So yeah, at the end of the day, I think Adam's decision to get a P90 here is quite a good one. He is aiming quite low because we have to remember Critical Ops has sometimes it becomes crouching simulator where everyone is just, you know, not even slow walking, just crouching around, peeking angles. So it's good that he's aiming a bit lower than the normal headshot level. Hasty though in a very strong position. It is so hard to check that. And Adam getting used to that P90, pre-firing, almost gets the second one, but Banes getting the better of him. And Volgrand now with another one. Oh no, everything is just falling apart for Euphoria. Last one is Mixage. He is a very competitive fragger, and he could definitely do a lot of damage here, but it is still a 1v3, you know. The chances and the odds are against him. And Volgrand, ooh, he does get the no-scope there. What a shot by him. Through the smoke as well, and that brings Ruthless to the magical 10. Once you see that 10 on the board, you do not want to give it up, and Euphoria, and they'll have to work even harder to make the comeback.
I agree. You know, they've only got three more rounds left to go for Ruthless to take this win, and again, it looks like they have just the practice non-stop at this point. So, like I said, I'm happy to see that they are able to do this. Euphoria needing to bring a little bit more aggression. That we haven't really seen that today from them. You know, they had a lot of really good, crazy action, and I think that's one of the strong suits that they needed to do more crazy, more action now.
How did Genesis... so sorry, I need to interrupt there. Genesis got triple naded and he took 0 damage. Like, how is... Like, what? I mean, the nades are a bit away from him, but they still landed like right next to him. That was just a hack play by Genesis there, taking 0 damage. But that won't stop Euphoria from getting a 3-piece there. T-Toss now left in a 1v4, 1v5, maybe 24. And now there he's just getting pushed up. He's flashed as well. Takes out the knife, and Fierce able to take away the knife. That is what I like to see, some knife action going in. And yeah, hey, Euphoria.
Nice 1v1 knife.
Yeah, and Euphoria now, they're a step closer to make that scoreline equal. You know, they only need 4 more rounds. And since they are on the coalition side, the rounds sometimes tend to just stack up quite quickly. So I do hope they're able to make the comeback. Again, we want to see the best of 3. We want to see grounded. So in order for that to happen, Euphoria first have to put 7 more rounds on the board. Okay, Hasty on the ledge once again.
Push. And here we go, Hasty, Genesis, and
Genesis
Hasty
with a
again, and
couple of-
Genesis. Woo! 3 for Genesis, 2 for Hasty, quickly eliminating Ruthless out of this match, and quickly putting them back on the board with 7. If they can continue to do that, that would be a good matchup for them.
Yeah, Genesis there. Unfortunately, we didn't see his perspective, but he got a call out there. That is a very nice thing to hit. And hey, that's just what I mean by Genesis. He is basically he is Euphoria. If Euphoria does good, Genesis does good. We saw he got a call out there. They got a round. That's pretty much every single round where Genesis gets more than 2 frags, Euphoria win. So yeah, Genesis. It's great to see him showing up, not letting Ruthless just take it by storm as they wanted. Adam though, quite close to the action. He will push up. Spots one, catches. Oh, the timing there. He just sweeps them up. Doesn't even take damage. Yeah, perfect timing there from Adam.
Of course, they've got 3 members left sitting in kind of the glass area, and Mix trying to keep for the peek in, but looks like they're just going to hold out, see if they can gather any information. Mix A is able to get a little bit of details. Baines is able to take him out. Hasty coming up quickly to take out Vulgrant. And it's going to be up to them, left being Baines and T-Toss to be able to make this happen. Genesis and Adam both alive still, which is really bad for them, but very good. The Baines is able to take out Adam, and it looks like Hasty is going to be able to quickly take T-Toss and leave Baines by himself.
Yeah, I feel like this is even... Okay, never mind. I wanted to say the word doable, but right then Genesis hit the quickscope, so it's not so doable anymore. But still, great play by Baines there. It's very hard to hit those head glitches on B, especially those statue positions where you can kind of hide behind the statue, then peek a little bit, crouch around, you know. There's so many things you can do to kind of dodge the bullet, and Baines being able to take down 2 there. Good play by him. We definitely missed him yesterday, since he wasn't in the game, and that kind of showed in the scoreline as well. So Baines definitely one of the cornerstones for Ruthless's success, same as Genesis is for Euphoria. So it's going to be interesting to see Genesis on their U ratio again. He also has $9,000 to his name, so even if he goes down, he can probably buy the U ratio 2 or even 3 more times. So hopefully Genesis gets some frags, because that almost always means if Genesis gets the frag, then Euphoria take the round.
Yeah, and right now Euphoria is at 8. They've been able to squeeze that gap closed a little bit further. Ruthless still sitting at 10, and so they're able to bring it closer. They've only got 2 more rounds to tie this up, and at this rate for Euphoria, they're in a good track to do so. Even though Fierce is the first one down, and that was from Vulgrant, but they should still be able to take this one. Genesis is really holding mid really nicely. And if he can get any kind of points...
Ooh.
Oh, it turned the flash
What a
goes for
shot.
the random shot. And Adam able to help clean up as well. Adam able to help out again on A-Tick to clean up the stairs. And able to push forward.
That was a very good hold by Genesis and Adam there. They were just locked down. They had that stairs and bottom area on lockdown. But hey, look at that. They actually got a frag from the side of Ruthless. So now... A 2v4 made 2v3 Vulgrant with the U ratio, but Mixage just perfect positioning, perfect timing, perfect crosshair placement, and gets the frag. Now T-Toss, we saw how dangerous he is in those clutch situations. Now Hasty is behind him, so the smite, ooh, he probably heard the jump, but he doesn't spot the player, and that is the most important thing. But hey, they actually run out of time. I kind of don't check the time because I'm focused on the commentating, but hey, look, they just run out of time. This has been happening quite constantly today. I think like twice or even 3 times. So yes, I feel like these players, they also they have kind of tunnel vision, so sometimes they don't see the time, but Euphoria getting another round, now only 1, separates them from that equal scoreline, and it is definitely in their favor, I would say now, because on the Breach side, getting 3 rounds out of 7? Not really the easiest thing to do. Ruthless will be the one to prove that they're worthy of this win here.
Definitely. Of course, they're going to give it their all and be able to try to keep this down. But of course, they're going for a really hard push on B. The entire team of Ruthless is going. Genesis able to pick off 1, Mix for 2. T-Toss with the good grenade throw. Able to take out Mixage. Of course, Fierce, Genesis, and Adam again for the grenade. Able to tie the game up. We are officially 10-10. which is phenomenal to see them come back from such a deficit on the rounds to be able to tie this up. Genesis at 18, Hasty 14, Dynamic Duo with Adam, and Baines at 19. Then there's 16 and 14 for Vulgar and T-Toss for our top three for the teams. They're doing beautiful work, and I do agree. Yeah, if Genesis is doing good, then the team will do good. And as long as Genesis can kind of help even the odds a little bit, they're more than able to do so. Adam getting a quick headshot to start us off on Kippe. Genesis able to help from a distance on Baines to take him out. Hasty getting in position. A-Tick is right around the corner and is able to get one headshot. T-Toss for two. And all that is left is Vulgrant. They're going in for the kill. And that is going to be Adam to get it.
If he goes down, he'd rather go down trying to knife someone, so I guess
Exactly.
good try by him there. He didn't even have anything to say there because everyone on the side of Ruthless was on a full eco pretty much, so yeah, kind of funny but lighthearted play by him there. And now it's a rifle round. This pretty much makes or breaks Ruthless. If they get this round, it's equal. And yes, Euphoria can buy up again, but you know, at least they keep their rifles. But if Ruthless loses this round, it's gonna bring us to a 10 to 12 scoreline for Euphoria and Ruthless on almost no money to buy anything. They'll probably have to buy like SA-58s and Kevlar. So yeah, Ruthless, this round is very, very important for them. And they're taking it way more slowly than previous rounds. I feel like the like last 5 rounds, Ruthless played like fairly quickly, definitely quicker than Euphoria on the breach side. So I think that could be one of the reasons why they lost some rounds in a row, because Euphoria is just good at kind of holding the angles. And they have good setups, so if you just rush in, they will take you down. Mixage though just pushes in and wow, gets a double through the smoke. Great play by Mixage there, perfect timing once again. Mixage has been really showing up today. And Fierce, left on the B side. We saw that he's struggling a bit today with the kills, but have to remember that he's the in-game leader, so as long as
Genesis getting the leg shot while being flashed. Adam really coming to show up yet again. Baines and Vulgar going down. Euphoria at 12 with Ruthless at 10 right now. They have really turned this around. And Adam, Mix, and Genesis all really showing up. I mean, honestly, the whole team has really shown up at the last little bit here. But if I had to put the top 3 on the ones who've really turned around since the beginning, would be Genesis, Mixage, and Adam really showing off. Of course, Adam yesterday was still doing a great job and holding everybody up on the pedestal to really keep going. But Mix just moving in.
That would be a funny thing to say, but Mixage is quite ruthless playing on the other side of Euphoria. But Titas there with a nice sniper, nice ratio frag, might be able to do something. Gets another one. Okay, this might be the start of something. And a third, not able, and gets gets naded. What is happening here? And that is gonna be the end. Very chaotic last round there, but Titas not able to connect the third frag, and this is the scoreline, 13 to 10. And Genesis at the top of the scoreboard. This is exactly what I meant when I said that Genesis is definitely the cornerstone for Euphoria's success or demise. They are heavily dependent on him. Not saying that other players are bad, but it seems like Genesis is the most closely tied with kind of the score of the team as well. Fear's there at the bottom, but we have to remember that he's the in-game leader. So again, as long as his team is winning, he's doing a good job. And we saw that he's also the kind of entry fragger, so we have to remember that, you know, people who entry frag, normally it's one of the hardest things to do to, in a 5v5 situation, take the initiative and push and successfully get a kill on the breach side. So even though he was negative and on the bottom, I do feel like this victory is probably could be attributed a lot to Fears, because he is the in-game leader and he is the one calling pretty much every action of his team. You know, he can't say, come on, Genesis, let's go get a triple, but he can't say, Genesis, you have to rotate from A to B. So yeah, good play overall by the side of Euphoria there. And Ruthless just not able to kind of connect rounds at the end. It was quite a one-sided affair at the end, I would even say. I think Euphoria stacked up like 8 or 7 rounds in a row. So that's what I mean by Legacy being very, very coalition-sided. You can never judge the the outcome of a Legacy game just by the first half, because the Ruthless, they were ahead a lot, but at the end of the day, Euphoria takes W, and not even 12 to 12, 13-12 W, but 3 rounds in front. Quite confident comeback.
Absolutely. Of course, we're going to be able to see that third and final game Grounded are one of everybody's favorite maps, and again, Euphoria really showing up right there at the end, and really, kind of getting in tune with what they need to do, and in tune with their teammates and everybody as a whole, and really being able to pull ahead. And those early rounds that they were able to take were really pivotal for their success. Being able to get those early rounds, and they only got a few. I believe it was 3. But those 3 rounds were literally all they needed to be able to make this happen, and they did. So it's great to see that, and they did a fantastic job. And so we'll be back here shortly. Again, we've got a little bit of break to go, but by the way, again, if you guys are just tuning in, hang out during the breaks. This is where the giveaways will be happening during the breaks, and keep an eye on chat. They'll tell you what you need to do, and we'll be back for that 3rd and final match on Grounded here in just a few moments. We'll see you guys here back soon.
See you guys soon.
feel the competition? Play Critical Ops tournaments now on Gizer to win cash prizes and exclusive credits. Download Gizer to compete in mobile gaming tournaments for real cash.
Inside, he's gonna get naded down there. A little bit of damage on him, but he's fast on the flank. Inside, he gets two massive frags there. Allows for his team to come in. Now, Sai, he's gonna be able to get the 4K.
All right, guys, welcome back to the EU Finals, Day 2 of Critical Ops Season 2 for Circuit. We are back. This is going to be game number 3, rolling into Euphoria versus Ruthless. We're going to be on the third map, which is going to be Grounded. These guys have duked it out so far today. If you guys are just tuning in, they've already done Bureau and Legacy at this point. And so we are now down to our third and final matchup to find out who's going to take it. Ruthless took their pick of Bureau, and Euphoria was able to miraculously take their pick on Legacy. It was a slate that was almost not in their favor for Legacy, to where they were down, I believe it was 10-6, and then they were able to turn it around and able to bring back those rounds and bring it back up and able to take the victory, and Ruthless didn't get any more ground on them, and they were able to take a win at 13. So congratulations to them for taking that second round, and finally we're down to the last decider, and find out who will take the win today in this lower bracket, to find out who's going to be moving forward and having their a little bit more closer to their redemption. So Twist, what do you think we're going to be seeing here with Grounded today? With we've seen everybody play on these maps before, and Ruthless has the most to prove based on their 0-13 yesterday. How do we think we're going to be going? What are the teams kind of looking at, kind of pulling out for this last and final game?
Yeah, Grounded is one of my favorite maps to watch for competitive play. I feel like Grounded is a map that is so diverse. There's so many things you can do on Grounded. So it's definitely going to be very interesting to see how these teams adapt to each other and how they play it. But I think Grounded is going to be very action-packed altogether. It's going to be a close scoreline. I would even say that both of these teams will reach the 10-round mark, and then we'll just see, who is the better one under huge stress and huge pressure. But I do feel like on Grounded, more of the teams will try to go towards the A side of things rather than B side. Since what we've seen also from previous games, is that B side is kind of changed in a way that it's maybe a bit harder to enter it. But then again, there could be a surprise, and maybe one of the teams has something in store for us. They maybe have some nice B-side executes that they're going to show us today. So hopefully that happens. I really do want to see more action towards the B side, because I feel like on Grounded, it's either the breach side pushing A side immediately, or they're trying to kind of get the picks, and eventually they try to go B if it's possible, if there's more coalitions players on A. But at the end of the day, I haven't really seen many kind of just straight up B rushes or B default executes on Grounded. So that's something I'm looking out for. I do want to see that B side getting opened up and attacked a bit more. But yeah, at the end, I feel like this game is going to be the most intense game yet, since, again, whichever team loses this round will lose the whole best of 3, and will consequently they will also fall out of the finals. So this is all or nothing for both of these teams. One of them will have to go home, and I feel like because of that, because this game changes so much and impacts so much in the further kind of path of the tournament, that I do feel like they will both just try their hardest. We'll probably see some insane plays, some insane clips, and at the end of the day, that's what I'm here for. I'm all about those clips, those quick shots, those no scopes, all of that. So I really do hope it's an action-packed game. And I feel like while the teams are getting ready, they're joining the server, they're making sure that nobody has accidentally installed hacks on the break. So meanwhile, while that is happening, I wanted to ask you about the predictions. Which team would you go for? Because for me, I can't decide. Like, this could go either way. I don't wanna put my finger on any of these teams, because then I'll get blamed. Like, Twist, you stupid. Why don't you guess the right team? So yeah, right now I'll just take it neutral. I'm better with that. I think this is gonna be a very close game either way. And I wanted to know your opinion about this.
I think Ruthless has a great base as of today, seeing what they've been able to do. And so I think they got a great base, but if Euphoria can pull that Euphoria power out and use that aggression to their advantage, I think they can pull ahead, but it's ultimately up to them if they can do that. Because they have the potential, and we've seen them do it before. But it's really just up to them if they can pull the aggression out and really dominate the bomb sites, and I think they can pull it out. I think they can make it happen.
Yeah, I hope. Well, let's see. I'm not quite sure. That could go that way, but that could also completely turn around. But look at the knife round, though. It's over basically as soon as it started. Vulgrim there gets a double knife kill, and that just means they'll be able to pick the starting side, which is quite important. Maybe not as important on Grounded as on Legacy, because on Legacy we saw pretty much what I predicted. One of the teams getting an early lead on the Coalition side, and then the comeback coming in. But on Grounded, I feel like even though most of the maps and critical ops are Coalition sided, that's just how the game works. It's not really the fault of the maps, rather than that's just how the game works. It can never be truly neutral. But at the end of the day, Grounded is a way more balanced map than Legacy. So I feel like a close scoreline is gonna be what we see at the end of the day, and probably a 5-7 or a 4-8 side switch would be something I'd expect. But it seems like the teams have decided on their starting sides. Ruthless will start on the side of Coalition, and Euphoria will start on the side of Breach. And yeah, we're just waiting for a restart so this great game can begin.
Something to definitely note is Ruthless has won every single knife round at this point. They have been able to at least be able to take the lead in where they want to start. So at this point, with whether they win or lose, it's kind of been in their hands at this point to really be able to do that. So it's not once has Euphoria really gotten that knife round down.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting observation. I didn't see that, but yeah, Ruthless. Seems like they're the king of knives, I guess. But hey, we're ready for the reset. There you go. It seems like the game is starting any second now. It's live.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, these guys, they're the high stress area, and regardless of whichever side you start on, like I said, there's plenty that they can do, and the strategies that they can run, and at the end, it's who can outperform who, and again, Euphoria has that ability to do so. We've seen them go up against top level teams. We've seen them go up against Elevate, and which they used to be previously a part of. At least some of the members used to be, and so being able to see them go up against that team, which has been able to really take it away in a lot of these matches and make it look so easy. Again, I think they have it in their blood to be able to bring it up and be able to do it. So I'm really hoping to see them bring that aggression that I think they need to make this happen.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be interesting how the pistol round turns out, because we know how important the pistol round is. Normally, it means that whichever team gets a pistol also gets the second round. So yeah, both of these teams will try hard to get it, but only time will tell which one will be able to do it. It does seem like kind of an A push. Oh, Fierce there. Gets again an entry frag from Fierce. This is This is very common from Fierce. He just goes in and gets the entry frag. That is very nice by him. But they're not even committing to it. Fierce getting some more damage, but Kipe ultimately takes him down, and now it's a 4v4. Look at the positioning. They're planting. What? How Baines is not... He's not denying it. He does get the kill, but the bomb is down, so... Now it's down to a retake. 3v4, so easier for Ruthless to do it, but... At the same time, Euphoria got some cash because Baines didn't deny it. Kipe, though, nice one-tap there. Hazy refragging, but is that enough? No, it's not. Baines there. Yeah, maybe he didn't deny the bomb plan, but at the end of the day, he definitely got, I think, 3 or even 4 frags, so that's definitely way better than just denying the bomb. Yeah, we can see Baines there and Kipe showing up, the two brothers getting each other's back, and then Fierce, Hazy, you know, getting both frag each, but just wasn't enough. But Ruthless starting out strong, getting that first round on Coalition side, bringing out the HKs, the MP7s, 2 M4s as well, on Vulgrant and Baines. So yeah, this might be just a quick shutdown. Vulgrant already taking down Genesis. This round will probably just end in second. Vulgrant doesn't connect though. Hazy takes him down with a Veto 50 there, kinda anticlimatics there. 80 though. With the headshot on Mixage, and Fierce not able to connect with a single bullet. Down to Adam Q, and Titas just jumping headshot, absolutely destroying Adam there, but I mean Adam only was on a pistol, so that's a good excuse for him. And now, moving down to the third round, looks like Euphoria, they are gonna buy up, and actually buy up with 2 Eurasios, wow. That does surprise me.
Yeah,
I mean...
they've been really running 2 Eurasios, which is still quite odd, but, you know, the fact that they are doing it, you know, it's Mix and Genesis, which at this point with, you know, Genesis maybe not necessarily playing at the highest right now, having a second person lined up for that is not a bad idea.
Yeah, and also we have to remember that these 2 Eurasia setups are on very long-range maps like Legacy and Grounded, like especially Legacy. Legacy is pretty much only long alleyways, you know, there's no other way how to enter the site than through long-range gun duels, so it makes sense that the 2 Eurasios come out. Grounded is also more of a long-range map, but at the same time, it's definitely not as long-range as Legacy, but I still think the 2 Eurasia setup kind of makes sense, rather than on a map like Bureau on Plaza, where everything is way more close range. So I guess it's just it just shows how Euphoria is able to adapt to each map and kind of, you know, choose the best thing to do there. Genesis though gets a frag, but that does cause Adam to go down. Let's see with the entry frag there. Baines not showing. Genesis might have seen him while jumping, but Baines goes down anyways. Now it's down to a 3v3. Genesis rotating back. Not quite sure what he's trying to do. Probably just make some noise, make some chaos, but he does seem to rotate back, and even though all Fruitless players are towards that tower area watching B, it only takes them a few seconds to go back to A, so it is a good rotation from the side of Euphoria, but hey,
Titas, but it looks like Titas is definitely not going to have that kind of shenanigans. He's already ready and waiting. Hasty was able to take him out, but at least he got the positional information. Genesis holding strong, Kippy being taken out, leaving Vulgrant left, and he does make contact and takes him out. Now that's going to be Mix cleaning it up.
Yeah, that 2 Eurasia setup proving its worth right now. They're getting the first round. It's the first round that they have this 2 Eurasia setup, so I think a lot of potential coming from this. No Eurasias on the side of Ruthless though. They're kind of low on cash, so we see Atik, Baines, and Kipe on rifles, but then Vulgrant and Titas is on a pistol and a FP6. That is a very strange buy. They really want to get this round apparently, because if they weren't like so concerned about this round, they would just all go eco and I'll have money next round. But it seems like they don't want to give even a sliver to the side of Euphoria. Fierce though, another great entry frag by him. We saw him maybe underperform a little bit on Legacy, even though he is the in-game leader, but now he's just taking the role of an in-game leader and entry fragger at the same time. Kipe trying to pre-fire Mixage, going back though. Titas looking for a frag there. Another one by Fierce. Great play by him.
Yeah, Mixage able to take out Kipe. And we're leaving Titas and Atik by themselves to defend. We've got Atik hanging out, pistol in hand, of course, a shotgun on his back, hanging out on A site, and then, of course, Atik trying to come in and get a little bit of damage. He's able to take out Adam and Mix with one headshot, and then Genesis able to clean him up. leaving Titas by himself, trying to get a few sprays, unable to make any contacts. But now they know where his position is, so Titas might want to save the extra cash, but you know Titas is a bit more the aggressor when it comes to kind of defend the bomb site, so he may try to go for it, try to get a couple extra hits, but ultimately he's more likely just going to be saving.
Yeah, I would guess that the in-game leader is also calling for him to save, since he, like, if you look at the economic situation on the side of Ruthless, it's like not the best. It's very, very bad actually. Like Titas and Atik have the most cash, and none of them even have 2,000. So it's definitely the smartest decision for Titas there. Just save it and at least bring one rifle into that next round, since it's gonna be hard for the side of Ruthless to afford another one. Atik maybe will buy an M4. But it might just be, again, Titas with that hero AUG that we saw in Bureau as well, and the rest of the team just playing pure pistols or deagles, which seems to be the case. Maybe a shotgun and an Atik, he'll probably go in that B-long corner that is just so hard to clear, especially if you have a shotgun. Oh no, actually, yeah, never mind, he went in that corner. And Bane's here, nice position with the deagle. It could work both in long and close range. Volgren though, almost catching off guard. 3 players from Euphoria there, but quickly rotating back. Hey, what happened there? Hey, Atik with the frag there. But I think someone else saw Hazy there. Volgren, this might actually turn into a round for Ruthless. How is this happening?
Yeah, and looks like Kippy's going to pick up that U ratio for Mix and try to make use of it. Volgren able to pick off, no, so that was Titas to pick off Adam.
Yeah, that was a very interesting play there. I'm not quite sure what's happening. Like, Ruthless getting the round when they only had 4 deagles or 4 pistols and 1 AUG. Euphoria kind of they probably didn't know about what buys the Ruthless each have, but at the same time I kind of expected Euphoria to do more than the 1 or 2 kill damage when the entire opposite team is on deagles. But at the end of the day, Euphoria is still doing okay. They have 2 rounds. 2 to 3 scoreline on grounded is very very close. It's close on any map pretty much. Volgren though, getting the opening frag on Mixage. Mixage was trying to jiggle peek him, but that was not enough. And Volgren with a great frag there. Bombs dropped towards the A mid area. It seems like Euphoria might just try to scout out some players and then make a decision. Volgren misses that, but does have the space and ability to rotate, so no damage done there. Atik, he does hear something. Almost gets a frag. Will the nade be enough? There.
Oh, and it is. But that's not his grenade, that was Bane's, is to help out. So 2 grenades definitely was not going to live that one. Atik still trying to keep a close eye. I'm not sure which way they're going to be committing. It looks like they're just trying to get a little bit more information. Hasty able to get a little bit more, trying to keep an ear out. Kippe able to take out Fierce, trying to get that peek. So it's leaving Adam Q and Hasty all up against the entirety of Ruthless. Definitely not looking too good, especially for Hasty being taken out by Vulgar and Adam being last alive. And Kippy ready and waiting right after he takes out Titas. That's going to bring Ruthless up to 4 and 2 for Euphoria. So that gap is widening just a little bit on him. Euphoria needs to stop that now before it gets too far. Atik still hanging out at the top with 7. And we got a dynamic duo with 5 for Ruthless for 2nd and 3rd. And so they're able to keep it closed, and that'd be definitely in the favor of Euphoria. They're going in the
Bane
go.
trying to get the frag, does get 1, and Genesis 3 frags on Atik. Now it's left down to a 2v3. This is all happening so quickly because Euphoria is on that eco. Vulgran with a nice wall back there. Wasn't even necessary. And a quick scope. Vulgran. Nice plays by him. We've seen him hit some nice shots on stream today. And definitely a nice quick scope. I don't know how that was a wallbang. I guess he shot him through the whatever, I don't know, the desk, whatever it is there. He shot like through the beam there, but it seemed like a funny wallbang to hit. Anyways, he does get the full frag, so it's even better for the side of Ruthless. They are slowly building up on their lead, slowly accelerating further. And Euphoria, they'll have to do something quick if they don't want to try to come back on that side. Kippe with a nice opener with the ratio. Genesis does refrag on Kippe, so was able to do that, but Titas in a very good position. Catches Genesis completely off guard. 0 damage done to him, and now it's all down to Fierce and Adam. And yeah, Fierce is in a mid. He was expected, and he goes down. That is 6-2 for the side of Ruthless. They definitely are building up on that lead, and now we see the two snipers setup now on the side of Ruthless. Kippe and Volgrand, both of the Eurasios. Kippe is known for his YouTube videos where he hits some quickscopes, so it's not a surprise to me that he's playing with the Eurasio. He's known to be a good player with it. And Volgrand is also a very solid player. We've definitely seen him play good today in the later games as well. And Volgrand doesn't hit the shot, does go back. Before you look into entry that A mid, ooh, with a nice jumping shot there, almost hits another one. Volgrand playing very well right now.
And see, this is that aggression I was talking about, being able to see that come in and really take the field. But the odd part is that aggression is coming from Ruthless, coincidentally being very ruthless against Euphoria and taking no stops, you know, not bringing anything back, going full force on him. Bane's taking out Hasty, and it looks like Mixage running away, trying to get a better position.
Whoa!
Hits Volgrand just barely, and is able to make the connection, but T-Tal is able to take him out, but that's going to bring Ruthless up to 7 over Euphoria's 2. They are really rocking it, and they are going as hard as they can.
Yeah, Ruthless definitely building up on that lead, but I mean, we have to remember that last game, which was Legacy, the score was 7-3, or 7-2 even, so it's going to be very deceiving, you know, it's still, a comeback could still happen, and I fully believe that it will. Maybe not a full comeback, but definitely Euphoria will put some more rounds on the board before the side flip. I don't think Ruthless will get to 10 on the Coalition side. And Genesis, we see him on 5 frags, you know, 5 frags in 9 rounds isn't the worst, but also he hasn't really been showing up that hard, and again, I feel like that is Euphoria's, you know, Genesis is the most important factor for Euphoria's victory, but Bane's there, getting a nice frag on Fierce. That's up to a 2v3.
Yeah, bomb is going down. Got Adam Q, Genesis, no more. Adam Q is the only one left alive. He can go against the entirety of the team. Lucas lets left. Volgrant and Kippy, the last 2 alive. Volgrant getting the nice clean shot on Adam. And looks like they're going to go for the defuse and add another round onto the scoreboard for him, bringing them up to 8.
Yeah, good play by Ruthless there, but that could have turned south very quickly for the side of Ruthless, because if we saw the 2 players retaking in the 1v2 were both at the Eurasios, so Eurasio is a very high damage but very slow fire rate weapon, you know, especially in that 1v2 when Adam Q has the rifle. If you miss your Eurasio shot, you are pretty much dead. So it was great that Volgrand connected that shot, because again, 2 Eurasios in the retake, definitely not the best scenario to have. But Baines with a double, what? How did that even? I don't know. He's just a god. He does get.
I mean, it looks like almost just a collateral. They were just right in front of each other, and able to just make the connection for it. It was beautiful and very cool.
Yeah, I guess so. And Adam does take down ATIC. Adam with a double, but Baines just shutting it down. Triple frag for him this round. And that does bring us to 9. I mean, I said I didn't think I would see 10 rounds on the board on the flip, but well, only 1 round separates that from me being wrong. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see. Euphoria just going all out there. They don't really have the best situation, so there's going to be only a Vector on Fears, but you have to remember that Vector is maybe even a better weapon than the AK-47 in close range engagements, and they are going A, which is mostly close range, so hopefully Fierce can put that here Vector to good use. Kippe, though, misses the shot. The movement is good enough for rotation, and he gets the frag now. Adam, though, jumping shot on him, and Volgrant does get the frag. I think this is just a shutdown, I feel like. 2v3, though, okay, Mixage bringing it back. And ATIC, and the assist is there as well, and yeah, they're just shut down. 10-2 before flip. Today is just so bizarre, like, nothing is going as expected, and, well, because we would expect for Ruthless to win now, so hopefully it's actually a comeback, since today seems to be like a crazy day where the most unexpected things come true. Genesis.
Yeah, 8 campaigns. Look at the dynamic duo. And the T-Toss Volgrant, another duo, 13-13, 10-10. I mean, they are just rocking it out, staying extremely close together. You know, that's that team dynamic that, you know, you don't want one person too ahead. And of course, if you're winning, of course, and that's totally fine if one person wants to carry. But in a very good sense, you want to try to have all the team across the board very even, and that shows the skills are very well distributed across the board.
This round is so important for Euphoria. They have to get it if they want to make a comeback. It will be so much harder if they don't get it. And they already have one round, so that's a good starting foundation. And Genesis able to get another one. Another one by Genesis. Right when the team needs him the most, he shows up. That is the power of Genesis. He did the same thing on Legacy. Not the best start, but when the team really needs him, he does show up. And that is ultimately the most important skill to have. And yeah, that is just a good retake by the side of Euphoria. They were it was very nicely done for all of them to push A mid. It's a strategy that I used a lot, that I've used a lot in my own videos and just, on stream. So I know that it's a good strategy that does tend to kind of give you the victory if it's, just not unlucky. So good for Euphoria that they finally got the round there. Now it's, a bit closer. Ruthless has still accelerated far beyond what Euphoria has on the scoreboard, but the potential is definitely there, and Genesis showing up on the pistol round makes me think that he will try his hardest. The triple nade there does no damage at all. That was so unlucky. He just, right when Mixage went inside, the triple nades came in. But it does seem like Ruthless is going to rotate back now, and they're on full pistols, so Euphoria, they just cannot lose this round.
Definitely not. They definitely need that too to really bring it back up. Haste able to get at least one pick, possibly two. Adam comes in to save the day, takes out Atik and Volgren, and able to knock it down to 2. T-Toss able to take out Genesis with a beautiful headshot. Hasty and Adam still showing up again and really taking them out and really bringing that extra round that they do need up onto the scoreboard. Right now they're sitting at Euphoria at 4. Ruthless is at 10. We saw this last round, last game. So hopefully Euphoria can really step up their game again.
Yeah, I really do hope so. I mean, I don't want to put the words comeback, and I don't even want to say the words comeback until there's like more rounds on the board for the side of Euphoria, but at the same time, it's something. They definitely gotten 2 rounds in a row, so why would they not be able to get some more? Well, we'll see. And this is why we get the rifle rounds, where it's not down to pistols and just, pistols are mostly just movement and how lucky you are hitting the first dink. But the rifle rounds are pretty much down to who is the better player. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens once both teams had rifles. I mean, T-Bar is already low. He is on that ratio, so it isn't as bad because with ratio, most of the time you either hit the shot or you go down. Your HP doesn't really matter that much as with the rifle. But he is just watching that belong area, making sure that nobody kind of pre-fires it or just tries to peek it. And Mixage here, trying to jiggle peek as well. We've seen a lot of jiggle peeks today, and it's a very good strategy. If you guys don't do it, you should definitely do it, especially when checking an angle that you're kind of confident that someone might be holding that. It's very good to jiggle peek it. It makes the opponent, yes, the opponent sees you doing it, but he can't really connect the bullets, and you get all the info. So it's a very good thing to try out. Maybe if you guys didn't know what jiggle peeking is or how to use it, it's basically when you move your joystick from the left side to the right very quickly, so that way you can kind of check somewhere, but you also don't get hit because you're not standing still. Hasty though, this position is insane. None of them have spotted it yet. If he plays trigger patience here, he might be able to do a lot. He is, this is so smart. He
my goodness, able to pull it 3. Triple kill. Oh, the discipline. Being able to see that hit one guy right in his face. Just not even like, don't do it yet. Don't do it. And as soon as they went for the reload, taking them all out. Beautiful, beautiful discipline from him.
Yeah, very great spot there by Hasty. He was trigger patient as well. He knew that maybe, I see one head, but I know that more players are incoming, and trigger patience is actually a skill that a lot of players don't have, and because of that, they often lose rounds or even games. You always have to evaluate. Would you rather get this 1 kill, or would you rather wait a bit more? You have to risk it, but at the end of the day, if you risk it and you are successful, you get a beautiful 3-piece like Hasty did there. So great job by him. That is definitely why Euphoria got the 5th one on the board. Genesis playing it closely. Ooh, gets a spray down through the smoke. Genesis, I see him showing up now. It might be a comeback. I said I didn't want to say those words, but I mean, Euphoria has gotten another round, and it's down to a 45, which is quite unlikely to turn in the favor for Ruthless, especially because they're on those deagles and revolvers there. They're just trying to kind of go around the map, scout out some players, but Euphoria is ready for that. And Genesis with another beautiful kill there on Vulgrant. He is showing up right when they need it the most, and because of that, Euphoria is winning. This has always been the case. It's insane how closely Genesis is tied to the overall success of this side of Euphoria. And yeah, this is just, I think, a save round, or they'll try to push probably since they have nothing to lose, but I'm quite sure this will be a 6-10 scoreline.
Yeah, and of course, Fierce is going to try to set up what he can and get the flashes in. Just, again, more delaying the tactics to really keep him down. Adam able to take out Kippy, Banes, Adam, and then Fierce, one by one, able to finish them off and to bring them up to 6. So they really are pushing it, and again, really weird to see Euphoria once the swap happens, and the fact that they're doing better defending the bomb. Because again, the aggression we've seen so much, so it almost seems like their playstyle has almost completely swapped since the start of this season.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see. I mean, Ruthless hasn't even gotten a single round on the board yet. All 4 rounds since the side flip have been for the side of Euphoria. So Ruthless, they gotta do something soon to get at least 1 round. Mixage again, taking down Atik. This again is a 4v5, which is not good at all for the side of Ruthless, and everything is smoked off. So they're just caught there, and Adam with a beautiful 3-piece. Once again, Adam showing up with his multi-kills. And that is the 7th one for the side of Euphoria. 5 in a row now. Ruthless, they need to get worried soon, if not right now. They need to do something. And it's interesting to see how you pointed out how, you know, once the side flip happens in both maps, and actually all 3 of maps, Ruthless seems to kind of fall off on the side of Breach. It seems like Ruthless has like very good collision side strategies. They have very good aim. They just can hold down everything quickly and good, but once they go to that Breach side, they don't really have the best in-game leader or the best strategies. Otherwise, they would be getting at least some rounds. Genesis, though, trying to get some frags. Gets a double once again. That's on his storage. Does the pre-fire, but Titas able to capitalize on Genesis' aim being not exactly in his head. Titas with another one. Okay, Titas, can you do this? Can you single-handedly bring Ruthless to the 11th round, which would probably break Euphoria's spirits a lot, since they're probably, you know, they have the movement going, everything is going well for them right now. They have the 5 consecutive rounds in a row, but if a single player is able to kind of dissemble basically a full team, so it was a 1v4, then, you know, their morale, motivation, and just overall spirit to fight might be brought down. But
I agree, because if the thing be taken down by 1 player, that'd be completely detrimental, and is T-Toss gonna be... Yeah, he's going completely around. Although the good news
they
is
do expect
Hasty is ready and waiting. Yep, and there he goes down, and another score gets tallied on to Euphoria. They're up to 8 now. 8 for Euphoria, and Ruthless at 10. They are only 2 rounds away from tying it up yet again, like they did on Legacy. So they're bringing it back, and again, it's really confusing to see that the entire mentality swap going straight defense for Euphoria. Again, able to pick up a few rounds, you know, before the switch. The fact that they're able to do so good, based on, you know, the difference from when they started, is honestly pretty miraculous.
Years with the SVD, you don't see that every day. I mean, this is just, oh man, if I was playing competitive and I got killed by an SVD, I would definitely be mad for it for at least a round. So yeah, Fear is definitely adding the salt to the wound there. But it's interesting to see how Ruthless, I feel like if they don't do something completely new, if they don't switch up their strategies and try to play in the same way, kind of trying to get picks, you know, we'll see what happens, they will not win this game. Like, Euphoria has gotten 6 rounds in a row, and it seems like this is the 7th one. So unless the Ruthless makes complete change in their gameplay, this will not go their way. I mean, they can camp, they can try to get some picks all they want, but at the end of the day, Euphoria definitely has the upper hand as of now. And Ruthless can't really able to adapt quickly, not really able to, you know, change their gameplay in a way that Euphoria is affected, and they can take their players down. So Atik, last one left alive there, and he goes down as well. I feel like every single round we see Euphoria taking the first pick fairly quickly, and then it's just down to a 45. So I'm not quite, you know, I'm not like some prodigy in-game leader that I could just come up with a good strategy what Ruthless has to do in order to win this game. But one thing I can say for sure, the thing that they're doing right now is not working at all. They need to switch it up, and the scoreline, it just the scoreboard just shows it as well. You know, they were heavily ahead in the frag department. Now it's all equal. Ruthless still trying the same old strategy. Maybe they're more grouped up towards B. But Genesis once again, and now it's a 4v5, and now they can just camp. And you know, it's very hard to win a round in a 5v5 when you're on breach side. But it's even harder when it's a 4v5. And it seems like these players on Ruthless' side are just going down first, and then Euphoria. The only thing they have to do is camp and click the shoot button once an enemy appears.
Yeah, they make it very clean, and they're able to, really set themselves up strong. And again, Genesis seems to be, the main man to be able to really set the stage. And just like that, Adam just hangs out, headshot, as we just hang out, wait, cover his rear, get the stuff in place, and then really, save it. And again,
Yeah,
the
this
equipment placement is very
T-Toss,
important
though.
too.
Nice deagle frag by him. Definitely crosshair placement came into play there. And getting those deagle frags is not easy if you have bad crosshair placement. With Adam just cleaning everything up there. Now the scoreline is completely tied. If Ruthless cannot come up with something completely new, fresh, and just something we haven't seen before, and something Euphoria, more importantly, something Euphoria can't predict or hasn't seen before, this game will go to the side of Euphoria. Euphoria has gotten 8 consecutive rounds in a row. Ruthless has been struggling. They have not been able to put even a single round on the board on the breach side. So finally, T-Toss opening up on Genesis. Okay, this is big. Genesis being the main influence for whether or not Euphoria will win, this is really big. I really hope Ruthless can succeed to get this round. It does seem like they're moving towards the A side of things. Adam waiting in the smoke here. Oh, this is so tense. Both of these teams know that if they lose, they are completely out of everything. So, yeah, they both want to win very, very much. But Fierce and Mixage both getting the frags here. Kipe, though, refragging. This is so intense. 3v3 now. Players moving in from all sides. Mixage getting another one. Now down to 2v3. Both are 2U ratios. Not the best thing to have in a clutch situation, 2U ratios. Actually, one of the worst things to have. They do hear the rotation, so now will be a slower approach to things. Seems like Vulgrant and T-Toss do want to meet up because it's at least then they can refrag, if they die one by one. It's not the best thing, but they
Vulgrant not the best spot here. He's got to make this. He's got to make this one shot happen. And if he can, he doesn't see the barrel. He pulls his knife out.
No!
And Fierce is ready and waiting, and he has no capabilities with the knife at that distance. Unfortunately, goes down. T-Toss by himself misses the shot, and Adam cleans it up, which Euphoria taking the lead with 11-10. 2 rounds left to go for Euphoria to take the win. And if it's like anything we've seen, they may be able to do it.
I wouldn't even say maybe. I would say that this is definitely a game for Euphoria. Euphoria has won this game. Unless, as I said, Ruthless comes up with something completely new, something innovative, something that we have not seen before, something that fools and bewilders inside of Euphoria. Euphoria will take it. They have everything going for them. They have gotten 9 consecutive rounds in a row with no answer from Ruthless. So this turned into a one-sided affair very quickly, and again, Mixage is getting the first frag, now down to a 4v5. What more can you do? In the same spot,
again.
2 from the same spot, that's not something you see every day. And now they're Ruthless is trying to do everything to rotate back, but it's just not enough. And now, Mixage getting 1, and a 2-piece with the P250. This is just not okay.
Oh no, T-Toss
fully flashed.
Oh no! Oh, the
no.
stab, the disrespect.
That is really disrespectful. Euphoria is playing absolutely out of their minds right now. I mean, it's not even that they're so good. It's just Ruthless hasn't been able to put really anything on the board, as of now. Yes, Euphoria is playing good, but Ruthless, I don't know, they haven't gotten a single round on the breach side. It seems like whoever the in-game leader for the side of Ruthless is, there's definitely some work to be done, or the players are just unable to listen to the calls, but something is going seriously wrong here since Ruthless is just not able to do much. Mixage will get the opener again. No, this time Hazy actually gets the opener with 80 refrags, so now down to 44. Bit more duel. Vulgrant with an instant flick there. Oh my god, that was insane flick by him. that might be a start of, well, at least one round. I mean, this is the last round. Bane's getting another one. Yeah, and Adam is low. Adam and Hazy is low. Ruthless, they have to get this one. There's no way they lose this one. Bomb is down though, so you know it's better
at this
than
point. You know, they really need to step it up a little bit. You know, right now they're in a good position to take this. Although, you know, let's note the economy difference right now. It is just night and day. $900 in the bank versus 68,000 for them to use. I mean, they are just rolling in dough right now.
Hazy,
Yeah,
that's
Hasty,
the frag. Why did I
just
have
nice
no idea?
clean.
Like why are these players? They have 3 players, right? Normally you would go together so you can refrag, but Ruthless, and this has been a trend throughout the game. It seems like they're playing very much individually, and like they're just not playing as a team. Look, they go one by one, and yeah, it's very easy to get the frags when you know it's a one. Well, I mean, maybe not very easy, but it's definitely easier to get the frag in a 1v1 situation rather than a 1v2 where there's someone refragging coming in. So Hazy now, will he be able to connect this? And he does.
He does. And that is going to be game, set, match, and point. And that is going to be Euphoria somehow bringing it back yet again and taking that win. I honestly don't understand. You know, they, as soon as Ruthless got to 10, they just cranked up the NOS. I mean, they just went nuts. And they did that twice. So again, congratulations for them for taking that victory. You know, and being able to take that win in Euphoria. I don't understand the strategy behind it. It's very weird, but you know what? It worked, and you were able to take the win. All I got to say is congratulations for that, and you know, you deserve it. You guys are going to be moving forward. Of course, we'll find out here soon who you'll be facing in the next set of rounds. But again, congratulations to them. You know, I do agree to, that some of the things that Ruthless was doing, such as being so spread apart and everything that could have been changed, and you know the symmetry between the teammates and being so far apart was probably one of the biggest downfalls for them to allow Euphoria to take the win.
Yeah, I feel like Ruthless was just not really playing up to their you know tier 1 standards there. Definitely it could be the nerves. You know, it's hard to play at the highest possible level when you know how much of an importance each round is. But it seemed like, yeah, just Ruthless not being able to even get a single breach round. You know, that's something you would not expect at all. And Euphoria, I guess they feel euphoric right now because they did a great job. I mean, they did a huge comeback. They were down a map, and they were also down badly on Legacy, and they showed how good they are that they can get 2 comebacks in a row on hard maps to do it on. So it's my biggest props go out to Euphoria. They definitely showed that they were the better team today. Even though Ruthless, they tried their best, but Euphoria, just everything that they did was just good. You know, at the end of the day, it worked out. So I'm really happy for them, and they're moving on to the semifinals while Ruthless is going to be out of the tournament completely, so we're not going to see them in the finals anymore. What we are going to see is the winners finals, which are coming up next. We are going to see Rain against Team Elevate. This time it's going to be a best of 1 since they are both the winners, so it doesn't really matter that much which team loses, since both of them will kind of advance, but the winner will just kind of they won't have to play against the Euphoria to get to the finals, but nevertheless it's going to be an interesting game coming up very, very soon. Rain versus Elevate. Hopefully you guys stay tuned for that, and we'll be back shortly. And enjoy your day, guys. Remember there are giveaways going on in the chat, so you got to pay attention to that as well. And we'll see you guys soon.
competition? Play Critical Ops tournaments now on Gizer to win cash prizes and exclusive credits. Download Gizer to compete in mobile gaming tournaments for real cash.
Inside, he's gonna get naded down there. A little bit of damage on him, but Pinky is fast on the flank. Inside, he gets two massive frags there. Allows for his team to come in. And outside, he's gonna be able to get the 4K.
All right, guys, welcome back to the EU Finals. This is day 2 of the Critical Ops Circuit Season 2. This is game number 2. Now we'll be seeing Rain versus Elevate, and this will be a best-of-1 map going up against these two just huge tyrants of a team, go up against each other and find out who's going to be going on into the Grand Finals. Again, best-of-1. Whoever loses this will be going down into the lower bracket. We did just see Euphoria take the victory over Ruthless, and so they're going to be moving up a stage, and whoever loses here, they will be going up against to find out who will be going to the final and ultimately the Grand Finals here, and that'll be tomorrow as well for those Grand Finals, and so we'll be finding out who will be playing for that, but until then, the teams again will be Rain versus Elevate. And we got to congratulate these guys for getting here. These are two very powerful teams, and this is not the first nor the last, I believe, that we'll be seeing these two teams go up against each other. But nonetheless, it's always exciting to see these guys go up against each other. But first, let's check out a little bit of those stats, Twist, and let's see how they've fared through this entire tournament.
Alright, so it seems quite interesting that Rain, if we look at their maps played, they have one of the, if not the least played maps out of the whole tournament, at least of the finalists. I mean, we saw that for the side of Ruthless and Euphoria. They had like, some of the players had like 15 maps played, but Rain, it seems like they've been playing not as many games, so only 8 maps, you know. It's not maybe not the pool of information not as good to draw conclusions than 15 maps, but at the same time, Ecstasy, we can definitely say he is the star player of the side of Rain. I mean, we saw what he was capable of doing yesterday in that 13-2 in that victory that he did, but we see that his rating is 1.32. I think that is actually the highest rating for a player that I've seen yet. So definitely keep an eye out for Ecstasy, Emotional, Faultless. I feel like these are the 3-star players for the side of Rain. And if we look at Elevate, I mean, nothing really much has changed. As I said yesterday, Noxic, Envy, and Vanillly is kind of the base duo, the base trio, the base 3-star players. Noxic is very good, just an overall good player. Envy is a very good rifler, and Vanillly, he does play with the Euratio sometimes, but he's also a good rifler. All of these players are just good overall, so it's going to be fun to see. Also, star players, Lana, Fricks, Strong, and Daddy and Luck. All of them, I'm not quite sure who will play exactly, but probably their star lineup. So we'll see how that goes. And talking about that, let's actually move on to the game that we have. This is going to be a best-of-1. Let me remind you that this is not a best-of-3 like the last game, since the situation is not as dire. Whoever wins this best-of-1 will still stay in the tournament, which can't be said for the previous game. So Rain versus Team Elevate, I'm excited to see what maps they ban. I don't know it yet, so let's see. Banned Port. All right, I guess that makes sense. I mean, we see a lot of teams banning Port. I think we saw Port maybe once in the European stage. I'm not quite sure on that, but Port is a frequently banned map nevertheless. The second, which map would you guess Elevate will ban? I would say like there's so many maps to draw from, but I would guess probably one of the maps that don't really get played as much. So probably Raid or Soar. Yeah, there you go. It's Raid. And now for the side of Rain, I do expect Soar to get banned. I mean, it's just such a new map, so it's gonna be Canals. All right, that makes sense since the Canals, it got reworked recently. So again, teams are not confident playing it because they don't really know how the other team is prepared for it. And Biru for the side of Team Elevate makes sense. Now we move on to the third map ban, which is Plaza. What do you think about that, Master? Did you
Well,
expect
at this
Plaza
point,
to get banned?
I'm getting a little excited. We haven't seen Sword yet, which we still have a chance.
No, that's true.
But hopefully, see, they gotta wait for the
No.
last possible second to do this to me. I'm one of these days, one of these. But unfortunately, that's gonna be taken out. But that, of course, that only leaves us with 2 maps left. That's gonna leave us with Legacy or Grounded. One of these 2 will be the maps we're gonna be playing on, and one of the maps will be left out. So we're gonna find out, who and which ones we're able to stay in. And it looks like it's going to be Legacy. After looking at all these maps that they were able to ban, I do see where it makes sense. Because Port, systematically, speaking out of the history that I've seen, Port definitely not one of Rain's best maps. Same for Canals. Both of those 2 bans make perfect sense why they would eliminate them for their benefit. Raid and Bureau make perfect sense. Raid, of course, being the one that's not played as very often, but Bureau is usually one of Rain's strongest maps, and so knocking that out of the mix makes perfect sense. And then Plaza and Soar, Rain does really good on that, and so again, not totally surprised. And of course, Soar. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see that yet again. But this is definitely a great playing field to see. Legacy. This will definitely give us the best case scenario for either team to really be able to take the win here. I mean, because Legacy is still not necessarily played as much, but ultimately it's definitely a great decider to find out between the 2.
Yeah, for sure. I want to see how this goes. We just saw Legacy in the previous map, so now it's start to in the previous best of 3, but now it's start of a new game between 2 new teams, so it's gonna be different. Probably not gonna see such an upset as before, and that brings us to the start of the game, the knife round. Teams always start with the knife round since that is the way how they decide which team will start on which side, and it seems like. Yeah, they're just every time I see a knife round, it's just like both of the teams trying to just stay back and not get into any trouble here. But
yeah, and of course, you can see leg day is very important. All the ups and downs, back and forth. You gotta make sure those glutes and those quads they're all good to go for this, because you gotta be nice low and slow with the crab action.
Oh yeah, for sure. You can't just rush in. I mean, you will get sliced by 5 of the opposite players. So you just gotta crouch. Just gotta wait until until the time runs out, and then just before the time runs out, you can maybe make some great play there. And yeah, they're just gonna wait. So we're also gonna wait. I mean, there's no way we can skip them to go forward. So one of them will have to be the hero. One of them will have to eventually make the move. But as of now, they don't really seem that. They're kind of evaluating their opponent. They're kind of checking, maybe they haven't gotten a haircut or something. They're just checking the pieces. But there you go. Does seem like Rain is able to get the knife round. So they will be the one picking the starting side, which especially on a map like Legacy, which is so breach sided, so collision sided, I would say, it's important that you can pick the starting side, because ultimately, again, you have the choice between starting off easy and then trying to build up a huge lead so you can easily win after the side switch, or you can try it the other way, which is start it slow but then kind of come back. And hey, the game has already started, and it looks like they are all pushing towards that top area, all of them. And Envy does take down Faultless, but is with the SG, which means the game has not started yet. But Normally you would see pistols in the first round, not really HGs. But as of now, yeah, the score is 0-0. Now is the real start. Now the game starts, and now we will see which one of these teams kind of advances to finals immediately, because whichever team wins is best of one. Again, this is the best of one, not the best of three. Whichever team wins, they will get in the finals automatically. The other team, the loser team, they will have to battle Euphoria to get in the finals. Look at all stacked towards that mid area. They do take Noxy. Now, Noxy definitely calls out that many players are towards mid, so Elevate, they're going for the plant. The bomb will go down. 9/11 is called, you know, special agents are arriving on the scene as we speak. And Shusha takes down Envy there. Now it's a 3v5. It's quite hard to hold down the B site, let alone a 3v5. And Venley there with a nice headshot and nice one tap. Isn't able to get another one. You know, he goes down and Unlock also goes down. At least Elevate, they tried their best and they got the bomb plant, so that's definitely better than nothing. But Rain do take the first round, making it even harder for the side of Elevate to, you know, to get some rounds on the board.
Yeah, at this point with Rain defending the bomb, you know, this is definitely playing to their strength. Of course, you know, as we saw with Ruthless and Euphoria, as long as Elevate can at least get a couple of rounds under their belt before they swap, you know, they'll be in a good position nonetheless. But you know, Elevate's definitely going to be one of the hardest contenders for Rain to go up against, and regardless of who may be going into that lower bracket. Euphoria has definitely got a strategy, but you know, whichever one of these teams, depending on how they play in this match, definitely would be something to worry about. If being Euphoria with that strategy they went with Ruthless, I don't think it would work against either one of these teams. So it, you know, something like that definitely would. Something like that would definitely be something that they need to really think about as of right now, because right now during the break, they got a chance to really kind of regroup, re-strategize, and ultimately, I guess, have plans for either one of these teams, regardless of who wins, to make sure that they got all the pieces covered.
Ooh, Lilu there does almost get caught off guard, but is able to connect. Now the MP5, a weapon that we don't see at all normally in competitive play, but does come in handy to get that one frag, and almost two there. Venley is low on red HP. Now Emotional, Shusha, and Ecstasy on the retake. I did not expect to see this. I mean, Elevate, they were all on the Eagles, so the fact that they got the bomb plant again is great, but if they get the round, that is even more insane, since, you know, almost always the team who gets the pistol also gets the second one. And Emotional, making it more possible to do that. Shusha with the frag as well. Now it's down to Unlock. And he does go down as well, and there you go. The retake squad does come in, does defuse the bomb, but hey, at least they got the plant. Elevate getting the plant.
They're at least holding really strong, and they're really able to secure the site, get the bomb planted, and you know, they're at least getting that far into these, you know, these earlier rounds, especially the pistols and the one after, where they're not normally slated, you know, to win, but they're able to do as much as possible to set themselves up for this third round. So they're doing everything that they can, and they're doing it right.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the fact that they can plant the bomb twice is already quite insane, because it is Legacy. It is one of the hardest maps to open those sites up on. So definitely Elevate, even though they have 0 rounds on the board now, showing that they're very capable of opening up those sites. So it's gonna be interesting to see if they're able to actually start putting some rounds on the board now. Ecstasy though, trying to kind of move back, doesn't really spot anyone. Yeah, this is back to the slow type of play that we saw in the previous map as well, in the previous game as well. On Legacy, you know, it's just on Legacy you have to play slow. Nobody really rushes that much if it's not Nico or the pistol round. So the gameplay is going to be a bit slower here. Doesn't mean that it's going to be less entertaining, since Elevate will have to push eventually, and when they do, we might get to see some multi-kills. Shusha though playing it closely with SA-58, not letting them go on. And Elevate is just kind of trying to get some frags, trying to get an opener so they could like decide what to do. Because right now they know that Rain has A and B site locked down, so they need to kill someone to kind of make an opening and work off of that.
Yeah, definitely something to make a mention of. Is, and of course, you've already mentioned their name, but I'm happy to see them back in. Of course, we just get to see the kill Lilo. I'm happy to see back in the mix from Rain. Definitely a very good U ratio player, and definitely going to be a good contender to go up against Ventilate at 100%. And but it's always happy to see a familiar face back on the team, and I think definitely going into this being that this is the match just before the grand finals. I think they're trying to bring in all the stops because the team is pretty stacked right now for the side of Rain at least.
Yeah, I mean, Rain is also known as a quite a good breach side team. I mean, they have one of the strongest and one of the best breach side offenses ever. So we've ever seen in the competitive critical ops scene. So it is going to be interesting what they're able to do on side switch. Since I mean, they're already 3 rounds up, so it doesn't make easier for Elevate. But they're good on both sides. And Lilu with a nice opener there, nice wall bang. Elevate is more of an aim team. I mean, they do have some good strats. They do run a lot, and they do rush in a lot. But at the end of the day, I feel like Rain is more competent on that breach side. But now Elevate is on the breach side, so they have to prove themselves. Shasha with another one, and Unluck is trying to do something, hiding in the smoke, playing around it. Very nice play by him, very nice angle to hold. But I mean, oh, just there, if he saw the opponent there, if he saw our laser vision that we have on stream, it would be so much better for him. But unfortunately, he has to play it fair, so he doesn't. And there you go, he moves in, tries to peek, and gets the frag. That is big. I mean, the bomb is on B side, so he could technically take it and go for the plan, but look at that. I mean, Shusha is moving in from behind. Unluck probably expects it, he's probably going to check it, but this is down to timing. I mean, Shusha and Unluck is the ultimate gun duel here. If Unluck is able to isolate Shusha in a 1v1 and take him down, ooh, that he exactly does, but he does not expect... He just does not expect emotional from Glass at all. I feel like emotional got this.
No. And emotional was able to take him out, unfortunately. But that was very, very good plays from Unluck. Really being able to hold that down, take 2 players out, and almost a third. I mean, that was a very, again, not pulling any rounds yet on the scoreboard for them. Rain sitting at 4, Elevate at 0, but they're still able to really do some really nice work. Oddly enough, Noxic at the bottom with 0 kills at this point. I guess you just gotta shake it off and keep going. But if Noxic can turn that around, I think that might be the pivotal point for them to really get some more rounds on the board.
Emotional though with what a play, what a shutdown right there.
Triple
Nice
going and also
triple.
with 2 headshots and then Ecstasy following up with another headshot. Able to really clean it up, leaving Noxic. This is your chance. I was just talking about it. You have a chance here so to really show up and bring on the scoreboard. But unfortunately, Ecstasy's going to finish off with another headshot.
Yeah, we have to remember that it's only 5 rounds down, so even though the score might look like, Rain is so much better than Elevate, even though it might look that Noxic is just not in his element today since he gets 0 kills, we have to remember that it's only 5 rounds, and only 3 of those rounds have been actual rifle rounds. So, I mean, today we got proven twice that the score doesn't really matter until the flip, and after the side switch is when the real game starts. So even though Rain is kind of dominating right now, I would say that I can't really put my finger on Rain winning this one. I mean, Elevate has always been the team to surprise us. We know how good they are if they concentrate and if they kind of pick up the steam and pick up the frags. So I would definitely not say this game is done yet. Elevate will probably try their hardest to combat this, but Noxic though with was that wow, that was I think 1 tap.
I think that's his first kill on the board.
That's his first one as well, yeah.
There we go,
almost
Noxic. Now it begins.
Yeah, Faultless is down, very low. So 1 bullet and he goes down. And once again that B side is opened up. Elevate in 6 rounds. They have opened up the B side 3 times. That is quite a good statistic for Legacy, since it is one of the hardest maps to open sites up on. And Noxic just playing it around that statue 2 area, playing it very nicely, not really giving much room for the opponents to kill him. Ecstasy though, he's just running back and forth with the knife, I guess. you know, the in-game leader is calling something out. But Vanelli, nice frag there on Faultless. Now it's makes it all the more doable. I mean, now it's 2v4. Yes, enemy's low, but bomb is down. And Rain, they're probably going to try to get some pigs, but one of them goes down. Yeah, I don't think
very
Emotional
clean
is...
Venly.
Yeah, Vanelli has been showing up in this round, and I don't think Emotional is going to go for this. I mean, he's just camping
He
here.
just gave us the nice little head shake. Nope.
Yeah.
He's like, nope, not even gonna do it.
Nope. That is not a good decision to make, you know. I mean, it's a 1v4. You would be a crazy man. You'd have to be Titas to attempt clutching this. And well, his
Pretty
name says
much.
Emotional, so yeah, he's just gonna stay here, making the smart decision to save. I mean,
Yep.
Elevate can get their first
Sometimes you
round.
just gotta keep those emotions in check, and you just
Oh,
gotta,
yeah.
you gotta keep it there.
I see what you did there, but yeah, it looks like now Rain is actually buying up now since they had the AUG saved, and their money situation is also good because they did get 5 consecutive rounds, so it makes sense they're able to buy up and have some cash left over. Emotional though, sitting comfortably on that 6,000, that is a lot of money. But if you look at the economy, it has shifted heavily towards the side of Elevate. Elevate has almost twice the money that Rain has as of now, so if Elevate is able to pull together another round, I mean, this might be a start of Elevate putting a lot of frags on the board, and this is exactly why I say that, even though it's 0-5, you can never judge a game just by the first few rounds. Lilu there, ooh, almost gets it, but does miss, does get the frag with P250. Now he knows one more sniper player is there, misses the shot again, but there was a jiggle peek, and Vanelli takes him down. Lilu playing so aggressively there, not quite sure that was the right decision, but it's his call ultimately. I mean, he's playing in the highest tier of Critical Ops tournaments, not me, so I can't really speak badly about his decision.
No, definitely not. And again, extremely interesting to see Elevate as well for the second time, or the second team, to have 2 U ratios on the field, Fricks and Vinley, both taking the shots at it.
Yeah, I mean, if Elevate gets this round, as I said, Brain's money situation is going to look very, very bad. So, I mean, for Elevate, they can definitely elevate after getting this round, but seems like they're going for the top push. Emotional is blinded for so long that it's not stopping from regaining that top control. Gets one through the smoke. Can he get another one? Has an idea that some players are there, but he's not shooting. His HP is low, and one stray bullet through the smoke can just catch him and make him die. So there you go, Rain actually shutting it down. And now, this seems more like it. They have the money back now. They don't have to worry about it as much. And Elevate buying up. Alright, Vanelli with that U ratio. It's going to be interesting to see if we see 2 U ratios. I don't think it's going to happen, but Might, on luck, is staying with the P250 right now, but he'll probably opt for the SG. There you go. And hey, Ecstasy has collected the trophy item, the SG, in his hands as well. We have to remember that, some weapons in Critical Ops are based on sides. So, for example, on the Breach side, you can't buy weapons like the M4 or the AUG, and on the Coalition side, you can't buy weapons like the AK-47 or the SG. So, it makes sense that some of the players take the weapon from the other side that is maybe more powerful. Since SG is kind of better than the AUG, ultimately it comes down to preference, but if you just purely look at the stats, I feel like SG, I think, if I remember correctly, that SG maybe had a bit more damage output there. It does have a bit slower fire rate though. Noxic, kind of trying to get a peek, get a pick and a peek, but not connecting yet. Meanwhile, Emotional goes down, so that makes it easier for Elevate to do something play around this. I mean, there's 3 almost on 2 on B and 2 on A, so far Elevate just has to pick a side and push in. I mean, I do think they'll win. They just push, 5v2. But Faultless almost getting caught off guard. Not able to connect on Noxic. Yeah, Elevate is playing this very carefully and very slowly.
Yeah, extremely slowly, and it's going almost against their entirety as a team. But it's not necessarily not working in their favor. At least it's just not yet. I'm just able to take Noxic Fricks for a headshot on Ecstasy, Lilo for Finley, Envy swapping out for Shush, and Fricks as well for Lilo. So now the U ratio is off the field for Rain. Paul is able to take out Envy, leaving Fricks and Faultless time is now up, and so that's going to go for the side of Rain. Rain sitting at 7 on the scoreboard, Elevate on 1. This isn't again necessarily something we haven't seen before, but hopefully Elevate's got something up their sleeve, because right now it's not going in the way that they probably should for them.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened there. I mean, the time ran out. I didn't see where the bomb was, but I mean, the Elevate's player was on site, so I mean, if he didn't have the bomb, it makes sense that he didn't plan. But otherwise, I have no idea why the time ran out there without this thing planned. Lilu, though, holding that angle so tightly, I mean, it's gonna be very hard to bring him down, especially after he rotates away from there. Faultless, though. Looks like both of them have really enjoyed playing the Statue 3, Statue 4 area, because it's such a powerful spot to play. You know, you can do so much. You can jiggle around it. You can crouch and stand back up. There's so many ways and so many things you can do to avoid getting killed and to kind of stay in motion. So, yeah, definitely a very strong position to play off of. Now, Emotional, though, on the top, not really peeking. Envy is going to be double flashed. Even though he is, none of the Reigns players peeked, so ultimately they just wasted 2 flashes, but maybe they had some grand plan there that just didn't quite work out. Envy, though, this is when we get down to the action. 40 seconds, 45 seconds left, and none of the teams have made contact yet, so both of them on full HP, so this might be a shutdown. We might see a multi-kill coming in. I mean, Elevate is grouping up to take B, so this all comes down to Lilu and Faultless.
Yeah, and something definitely to note is that you know, it's interesting to see Vinley hanging out with the guys over at Elevate. You know, ultimately these guys are their own players, and they make their own decisions. But you know, Vinley used to be with Rain, and it seems to be working out for Elevate, at least for his sniping abilities, which is why Lilo, I would assume, is into the mix now. The fact that Vinley is now transitioned over to Elevate for this matchup. And so, ultimately, will that be the best for them at this point? It's looking pretty good for taking this round, and you know, if they got something up their sleeve for the rotation, it very well may be.
Yeah, I think Elevate has only entered the B site, as like they've tried to enter A, but they only successfully entered and kind of captured the site on B. So I guess they have studied Rain a lot. They have kind of noted that Rain's worst side is the B side, because normally on Legacy, maybe B is a bit harder to hold, but that's just because normally you get, you know, the standard setup for Legacy for the Coalition side is 3 players towards A, 1 player watching mid, and then 1 player towards B, or 2B, 3A, and then one of the A players that also watches mid. So it's interesting to see that Elevate is kind of exploiting this this problem where Rain isn't really able to hold down the B side that efficiently. I mean, as of now, Elevate only has 2 rounds, but if we remember the last best of 3, the score was 7-3 in favor of Ruthless, and the situation was the same. You know, Euphoria was on the Breach side. They only had 3 rounds. Ruthless had 7, and we know how the game turned out. Ruthless won, so I mean Euphoria won. So there's definitely, I think, a huge chance for Elevate to make it happen. I mean, they would only need 1 or 2 more rounds. If they get 1 more round, they're comfortable to try to come back. And if they get 2 more, that would be even better for them. But yeah, it does seem like Faultless and Lilu have kind of switched up their positioning now, so maybe they don't get caught off guard on B as much. And yeah, the bomb is dropped towards the reception area, but seems like Elevate is moving. They're everywhere pretty much. That's how they play Legacy. They're just everywhere. I mean, there's 1 player checking Museum. He'll probably push in. There you go. Venley getting the first frag. And now the players, they might expect it to be A, but Lilu does get a frag. Fricks with the immediate refrag. And now only Faultless left on B side to defend it alone.
It looks like Ecstasy is coming swiftly to come assist. And Emotional trying to work his way as well. But he might be getting pinned. Faultless able to take out Fricks for the trade for Unluck. Ecstasy gets a quick double. Unluck and Envy both go down. And they even get a 1v2 very quickly, leaving Vinley by himself. Which he does have the bomb, and he is going to get the nice flash off. Get the bomb planted. And ultimately, can he keep it?
Yeah, if he gets his frag on Emotional, then maybe, but just not able to connect. You know, he has to watch both sides, so he was just not able to do it. And nice try by him, though. I mean, Elevate, they have entered and successfully planted the bomb, I think, like 5 times now on the B side. So the fact of the matter is that they're not really Not really the best at after plants, I guess. Maybe it's down to luck. I mean, also it's hard to clutch. Even if you plant the bomb, you know, you still have to clutch 1v2. But yeah, the thing is, Elevate has planted 5 times, but only has 2 rounds on the board. So, I mean, make your decisions yourself. But I feel like Elevate, they have to kind of work on the after plants. Even though, I mean, it's fine. They still have a long way to go. They still can get 1 round, and that will just completely change. Hey, look at Fricks. Oh, he's just.
Oh, no.
He's just, there was no. I hate when
He
that
had
happens.
no
I
idea.
Yeah, I completely feel him. I can't tell you how many times I've had rank game where I type the strat in the team chat like I'll rush top, and then I'm the only one entering bottom to rush top, and then I get full flash, and then I die, and I'm okay. I want to uninstall the game. So yeah, kind of unlucky for Friggs there, going down early, and now again it's down to a 4v5, which is quite hard to pull off, especially if you're on the breach side of things.
Yeah, no, yeah, Elevate's not really doing anything necessarily wrong at this point. It's just there's just these little things that's happening to where, you know, 2 of the players get killed at once, so that really throws the dynamic off, and you know they're really in a good spot right now. And if they could just duplicate the exact same thing on the swap, all they really get to do is get 1 more. And hold them down just like Rain is doing, and they should be able to do a very good job at that. They should be pretty good to go for it. We're down to a 2v3. It's now put into the favor of Elevate. They are planning the bomb. Shusha and Lilo, last 2 alive. Venly still got the U ratio in hand. And you still got to contend with Nox again on luck as well. So with the bomb down, surprisingly on A this time, Venly able to get that nice clean scope on Lilo, leaving Shusha by himself against 2 really strong players. And it looks like Noxic's going to clean it up.
Not only strong players, but also strong players in very strong positions. I mean, they had 1 in museum and 1 on top of the roof, or just on top, I'm not quite sure. But, you know, doesn't matter. In fact, it's just very hard to enter the site and check, like, museum and top and successfully take them both down. So, nice try by Shusha there. He's definitely actually topping the scoreboards now. 12 kills, he's top ranking in the server, and Venly answering back with 11, but we have to remember there's only 3 rounds for the side of Elevate, so I would say Venly is definitely doing a better job, but both these players playing very good. And look, finally Elevate able to entry. They might even get the 4th round. If they get this one, I would say the game is tied up. I mean, this is the last round, but if Elevate get this one, 8-4 scoreline on the side flip on Legacy is very decent. Like, that is nothing to worry about. I mean, you can definitely pull those rounds back together once you switch to that coalition side. So Elevate maybe starting off quite slow, you know, 0-5 at the start, but now they're definitely making it work, or at least trying to. 3 rounds is already enough.
Yeah, and Venly really making the biggest moves here. The fact that, you know, where would Elevate be if Venly wasn't on this team against Rain? I mean, he is topping the scoreboard for Elevate, and you know, the fact that he was a former Rain, I think that was definitely a great benefit for them to really capitalize on him himself as a player, but also the knowledge he may have brought to the table.
Yeah, for sure. He might even like instinctively know where the Rain players are gonna be, just because he has practiced with them so much. So, you know, it just, if you play with someone together a lot, you know, you kind of pick up on their habits, up on their habits and what they like to do. So it definitely makes sense that Venly is kind of accelerating here with the kills. Noxic though trying to playing in a very open space, which is hard to plan there, but very good for denying the defuse. And Noxic almost getting fragged, doesn't get it. Unluck though. Lilo with a nice jiggle peek in the frag there. Now it's down to a 2v3, make it 2v2. And Envy, what a great frag by him.
Yeah, now he's gonna get 1 bullet on hand, and he does. He's able to go Shush and now bring it up to an 8-4. They're in a very good spot right now to really keep this and to really hold it and keep them down. As long as they can do that, Elevate has that 1 extra round that they just got of wiggle room to be able to hold this and be able to come ahead.
Yeah, this is the pistol round, and once again, this is very, very important. I mean, if Elevate is able to get this pistol round, it will be way easier for them to come back. Almost 6 rounds on the board if they get the pistol round, and then, you know, only two rounds separate them from Rain. Now, we do have to remember that Rain is the best, probably the best, top 3 for sure, in terms of playing on the breach side and how good the teams are on the breach side. So we have to remember that Rain is a very strong contender for just playing good on the breach side. So Elevate will have a lot to deal with. It's maybe not as easy as it seems. Emotionally, yeah, that they get the plant immediately with no interaction at all, and just 2 frags for Rain already. So this might just be around going for the side of Rain. Lulu with another one. Ooh, Envy with a double there and a headshot. What a play. That's what I mean by he's a very good rifle player. I mean, rifle, deagle, doesn't matter. He gets headshots. But now it's down to Noxic. Does get the frag, gets another one, but the time is not on his side.
Can he get it? No, he can't. Faultless is able to quickly take him out with that headshot, and they are going to get the extra points, so that's going to rack him up to 9 on the scoreboard for the side of Rain. Elevate still at 4, but that was that one round that that wiggle room. But unfortunately, that has already been used. Vinley and Shusha hanging out as MVPs with 12 and 13. Yeah, Vinley definitely a good move to have on the team, but they definitely had to bring it up now more than ever, because that wiggle room is gone now for them.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that Rain, all of their players on the scoreboard are actually closely tied together. I mean, okay, top frag and bottom frag is like 5 frags apart, but that's what you normally see. Maybe the top frag got like 3 or 4 kind of lucky frags, or maybe the bottom frag kind of got bad timings. At the end of the day, I feel like Rain is a overall very good team, and overall they play the same. They don't really have that one Genesis player where if this player plays bad, then the whole team plays bad. It's more of a equal thing, and that's good to see, since you can rely more on your teammates. If you're having a bad day, you can just try, okay, I know that I don't have to like carry it all on my shoulders. I know that I can rely on my teammates. Elevate though, again, like they stacked this one, so I can't really say much about that, but it seems like Rain, they have gotten the bomb plants pretty much, at least in the pistol round, they got a bomb plant with zero engagement. So it's interesting to see the bomb side being given up that easily, and Elevate really unlucky with the B side stack there. I mean, there's nothing more you can do in that second round if you lose pistol. You can stack or push.
Shush 1, Shush 2. Can Shush get a third? Envy is able to take out Lilo. Shush able to get Envy. Emotional for Noxic. And Vinley on Ecstasy and Emotional. Oh! Vinley able to take out Emotional and pick up the SA. Can he take Faultless? Yes, he can.
Nice.
The bomb does detonate, but he was able to at least hold his own, getting in there, really taking out the players of Rain.
Yeah, I mean, for 3 frags, I mean, he gets like $900 or something like that, so that's one thing. But the other thing is, he really damaged Rain's economy there. I mean, they had kind of bought up, they had those SAs, I think some of them even had rifles, so doesn't really matter that much since they have the cash to buy again. But if Elevate is able to win this round, then they might be in a problem. They might go into Nico. And Frick's trying to get the door spam there, but not connecting a single bullet. Gonna reload his SA58 Kiss and Tell. Quite a nice skin that I like to use myself. Envy though, staying on top of the ledge, on top of the roof here. Quite a nice spot. I feel like this spot is being used a lot, but it's still hard to counter. Spots one, gets Emotional. Ecstasy though with a quick refrag. Bomb though, it's dropped an Ecstasy with another one. Ecstasy is just such a good player. We saw him yesterday as well, but today again, getting those multi-frags, it's a very hard thing to do when Ecstasy is just the right man for the job. Lilo getting Fricks and Shusha cleaning up Noxic, making it 11-4. And this is what
not very good for him.
No, this is definitely not very good. I would even say this is bad for them. I mean, Rain is such a good breach side team, and Elevate. They're good on the Coalition side. They're actually kind of notorious for the way they play the Coalition side, but the thing is, they need to be given kind of a lot of wiggle room to play how they like. Because Elevate, the way they play Coalition side, at least they used to like push up a lot, they used to be aggressive, they used to take those aggressive duels, and that's what made their Coalition side great. But once they're up against like a team that is the same skill level as they are, or even better, they don't really have that wiggle room. They can't really go for those aggressive plays without going down. So one of Elevate's greatest strengths, the Coalition side, seems to be also to become one of their weaknesses once they have to duel opponents that are kind of the same toughness and the same level as they are. But Rain, playing it very slowly. We see a Euratio on Faultless, but that's about it. And yeah, they're just not giving any free picks or any free kills here.
Definitely not. Although you got to give it, you know, they're at least using your ears. Frick's really trying to get positional information. Faultless able to give his position away and gave Fricks an opportunity to come in there and get the headshot. Of course, you know, he was, again, just merely a distraction to be able to get his attention elsewhere, which is very good for them. Vinley really holding B site, but they're going extremely slow, trying not to make the mistakes. You know, they've been going really fast, and so trying to change the pace a little bit. You can tell the Elevate guys, you know, they're using those squats to their advantage to get more fancy, and but it looks like Noxic able to at least get a couple of kills picked off, and XC able to finish him off, and Envy able to get Ecstasy at the last bit to at least put another round on the board for him. Elevate at 5 now, but they've got to make up a lot of room to be able to get back up to where Rain is at 11.
Yeah, well, this is something. I mean, it's definitely better than just 4 rounds. You know, 5 is always a bigger number than 4, but there's still such a long way to go for Elevate. I mean, they need to string together 8 rounds to win the game, or 7 or 6 to even make it equal. So make it tie. So Rain, I do feel like, you know, they can afford to throw some rounds out the window. They can afford to kind of go for some interesting plays, to go for some maybe new strats that they haven't tried out that much. But at the end of the day, they only have to get, you know, string together 2 rounds. While Elevate, well, they have to do much more than that. And that's gonna be quite hard. But Vanley and who is that? Noxic staying on the B side. Yeah, this is what I mean by 2B and normally 3A/1 watching mid. If you go 2B, then one of the B players can watch mid normally, or you can also do like 1B and then one player who's playing on the right side of mid, but he's kind of peeking it, and then you have 3 on A. It really depends on like the opposition, if Breach likes to push B or A more. If they like to push A more, you can kind of make the B side more vulnerable and gather your resources more towards A. It seems like they're just going for kind of an equal spread. But now, they're just rotating back to B. They do think it's B, and well, I can't say that it is. The bomb's down news, and Shusha does get the opener there. I mean, is this gamble stack gonna work? Not a gamble stack, but they did go heavily towards the B side of things. Noxic able to get Lulu. Oh, an Ecstasy! Sorry, Envy almost connects, but not able to. Shusha with another one. Yeah, this might be range round. I mean, Unluck in a very good position.
Unluck hiding in the bamboo, really able to at least stop the bomb plant, but that leaves Finlay by himself. The bomb is going to go down, and it's going to leave Faultless and Ecstasy. Ooh, but one shot on Faultless.
Yeah.
Ventilate definitely in a very good spot to be able to just get a couple of taps, and he'll be able to take this round.
Oh, and he knows what's going on.
He's got Faultless. He's got to go on the move.
And he has the idea where the last one is as well. And the bomb is kind of not planted for him yet. The top is exposed there. He's just waiting.
Go for it. Oh,
the timing there.
He gets the headshot. Ooh.
The timing there was not the best at all. I mean, he tried his best, but yeah, the timing was just bad. There's nothing else I could say about that. But Vanley, look at that. He is once again top of the scoreboard, 18 to 11. And Unluck and Fricks really struggling there. I mean, they're almost double negative, but that just shows how unequal of a team Elevate sometimes is, you know. Again, they might be having a bad day, but Rain, they are just much more equal performance-wise, you know. If one of them does bad, the other player comes in. Can't say the same for Elevate, at least not on this map. Normally the kills are more kind of equally spread out, but on Legacy, it seems like Elevate, just some players, Vanley is accelerating, and the rest is just getting left in the dust, pretty much.
And this is where, you know, I think it would have been great to have both players on, say, Soar, you know, an even playing field, a new place, you know, a new shiny thing to play on, and to where it could be either team, you know. I mean, you know, there's an opportunity there, you know, just for anyone who may be listening, you know, for maybe the next time around.
Yeah, I feel like the more we're gonna push sword, the less we're gonna see it. So
Probably.
that's kind of how I don't know how things in life go in general, I guess. But yeah, it's just I really do hope to see sword. But I mean, for now it's legacy, and the scoreline is 12-5. So only one round separates Rain from taking themselves to the finals there without having to face Euphoria for that final spot. Because we have to remember, Elevate, this is the best of one. If they lose, they have to play against Euphoria today, and then the winner of that game will go on to the finals, which are tomorrow. But the bomb is down. It's all down to Noxic. I mean, I'm not gonna call it yet, but Rain does seem to have unlocked all the doors needed to get the victory. And there you go, Ecstasy with a nice frag, finishing it off, 13-5. Pretty decent scoreline, something I would not expect at all. You know, I expected this game to be more close, but maybe it was because Rain just got that early lead where they could just stack up on those frags, and then they could also on the breach side they just prove with everyone how good they are and how well they can play on the breach side. And so Rain is your champion of today's semifinals. So that means Rain will be playing in the finals tomorrow. Remember, guys, tomorrow in the evening will be best of 5 finals. So we will see that tomorrow. But today there's still a lot of things to come. I mean, we still have to see one best of 3, and that is Euphoria, which won over Ruthless, who are now completely eliminated. So we're gonna see Euphoria against the loser of this game, which is Elevate. So a very, very interesting best of 3 coming up. We will take a kind of prolonged break, since this is, these are the 2 games that we wanted to do first, and then we take a break so players can kind of just chill out, just send recordings, make sure that everything is okay, get a cup of coffee maybe, and just get ready for the next game. So we'll be with you quite soon, I think.
Yeah, we'll be with you shortly. Again, that little break, guys, don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the channel, get the notifications when we go live, and when that next set of matches will be coming soon. Again, tomorrow, that'll be 6 p.m. That'll be CET for the time zone for that matchup for the grand finals, which, by the way, will be a best of 5. But again, that's going to be Euphoria versus Elevate here coming soon. Guys, stay tuned. But of course, let's give a nice quick shout out to the beautiful sponsors. Compact Esports for helping put this together, along with Critical Force themselves, and our lovely sponsor Gizer for also helping make this possible. Guys, go ahead and follow them on all social media platforms, Twitter, YouTube. Hit all the follows and subscribes for everybody. Show them some love. And of course, thank you to you guys for hanging out, and we'll see you guys back here in just a little bit for that matchup between Euphoria versus Elevate. See you guys soon.
Yeah, I can't wait. See you guys.